Hello, chat. How are we doing today? Gang,
Make a
we're
mock
live.
consumption.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
It seems that we're
Hello.
missing 2 today, which that's unfortunate, but that does still leave us with a 5-person party. How's everybody doing today? How's everyone's week?
Going good. Going good.
Pretty good.
Good, good.
How are you, Rio?
My German textbooks have been damaged with water.
I'm good. Koga, thanks for asking. Also, I am glad you're good.
Yeah, my lung is no longer angry, so we should be good.
Oh, good, good, good.
Thank goodness.
Hi, Rage. All right. Anyone want to recap what happened last week? Nutsu, you're up.
There was a lot of fun stuff. Supposed to throw things succinctly, we had a strange old kitsune merchant show up and talk at us, and then give us definitely not cursed magic items.
Definitely not cursed. Also, I should have mentioned that it's
Definitely.
out of character knowledge that you guys do not want to get rid of your magic items that you got. Oh, I'm so proud of you, Sumi. So yeah, basically, the party met with an enigmatic merchant last week who provided them with a series of magic items that they now have a connection with and other things. So, let's get to it, shall we? Does anybody remember the exact last thing that happened? Pretty sure you guys woke up
We
in
were
the infirmary.
in the infirmary.
Yeah.
Yep.
Last thing I have is Koga went to the forge to visit his adoptive mother.
That's right.
Yep.
All right. Well, in that case, Koga, we'll start with you. If I remember correctly, you burst through the door of the forge and essentially leapt into her lap for a hug, and I think that's where we ended it.
Mhm.
Okay. I'll skip ahead a couple days instead. I want everyone to individually roll a d20 for me and tell me your result.
Yes, ma'am. 5.
5,
Starting off strong.
I also got a 5.
5.
I got a
okay.
1.
Fuck yeah. Fuck
Of
yeah.
course, you got a
Starting off really
1.
strong. 19.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea how, but I rolled a 20.
Very
Fuck
nice.
yeah.
Very nice. You've been having very difficult sleep over the last couple days, especially since realizing that you couldn't actually take your new prosthetic off. You've been having difficulty with sleeping, and especially over the last 2 nights, the difficulty seems to stem from a dream that you can't quite remember ever happening, but you can feel something happening. So I'm going to give you a level of exhaustion. I can't remember what first level exhaustion does, but I'm going to give you a level of exhaustion.
I changed it actually.
In
Oh, did they?
2024, it's just a flat -1 to all the 20 checks for every level. Up to-
Perfect.
I believe
yeah,
mine
at
is 2
10.
actually.
Oh boy.
No, it's just 1.
I'll check it real quick.
That would have that would have meant she rolled a 0. This morning, you all awakened.
Yeah, it's reduced by 2 times your exhaustion. You're right. It's 1.
Wait for the whole game? Like the whole session today?
We'll see.
Yeah, you have
Okay.
-1, yeah. And your speed is reduced by 5 feet.
Okay.
Yep. We'll see what happens. You all wake up this morning in a similarly peaceful state as Shinsei Muda has been for the last week or so. As people have gotten settled in and started to build their own small homes and such, a small local defense force headed by the recruits that you recruited, Komodo, has actually started to sprout up. So there are regular patrols around the outskirts of Shinseimura. So far, there haven't been any major reports of yokai appearances. There were a couple instances of a Beto Beto-san attempting to, scare the patrollers unsuccessfully, so they just kind of left, and there hasn't been reports of yokai since. On this particularly fine morning, your arm really hurts this morning. Not your real arm, but your Wraith Claw arm, your prosthetic. And despite your best attempts to massage the muscles and try and ease the pain, it only seems to be getting worse. And throughout the course of the night previous, you had extreme difficulty sleeping because the pain was starting in your hand and it started spreading up your arm. At this point, it's reaching your shoulder, and you can feel it start to spread across your chest. It's as though tendrils are weaving their way through your body, through your veins, and just causing pain. You rolled an @1, which is why you got an exhaustion level. But aside from that, let's see. I need to find some appropriate music. Anybody who wants to get up to anything this morning, now's the time to say so. All right, nobody's
I
getting
would
up.
probably-
Oh, go
All
ahead.
at once.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, I guess I've just been, after unsuccessfully these past few days, trying to get rid of this damn talisman, which I've never understood why I picked it up. I don't like having things. I just gave up on trying to get rid of it, so I've been practicing with my shamisen.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to say you have since put it on and kind of forgotten about its existence to a certain degree.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Komodo, what were you up to in the morning?
I'm in the perimeters of the bastion, and I'm essentially blowing up trees and then dragging tree stumps into the bastion for further, building.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, you're just gathering materials
basically,
and such.
yeah, I'm trying to build a huge wall around it.
Okay. How long has Komodo been doing this? Is this an everyday thing, or is this something he's just started doing?
The moment he left the infirmary.
Okay. All right. Koga, what are you up to?
He's currently forging out the billet for the naginata that he's been building.
Okay. I'm going to also say that Ayane has refused to help you on this one.
Understandable.
Queen shit.
Yeah. Not because of any malice or anything, just that she wants you to be able to do this all yourself. Despite the fact that she made that naginata in the first place, she doesn't want to get in the way of you and your essentially therapy. Utsu, what are you up to on this fine morning?
I think generally Utsu have been occupied just kind of doing pottery, put simply providing aid, working on, bowls, dishware, whatever needs making when, someone comes to the request. And otherwise, I think Utsu has started just making kind of like what he gave to Miri at the end of the last session, just little dolls of everyone in the village, just, in the workshop or the storeroom or wherever, just on the top shelf, slowly increasing in numbers.
I like that a lot. Yeah, you've actually had quite a few people coming to you for various dish needs. You've been rather busy the last couple days creating these beautiful pieces for basically every citizen of Shinsei Muda at this point, which is getting close to like 50 in number at this point. Where are you in Shinsei Muda right now?
I think I would be kind of like pacing around the kitchen, trying to get her arm off.
Okay.
So she's like bent a bunch of the forks and knives, trying to just like pry the arm off of her arm.
All right. And I will just do a quick reminder because everybody seems to have forgotten. Try to use your first person pronouns instead of
Oh yeah,
third
sorry.
person.
Sorry.
Don't worry, you're not the only one. I'm going to ask, is anybody else near the kitchen or in vicinity of the kitchen? Close enough to perhaps hear if something happens.
It's
I would
too
say-
too loud in the forge for me.
Too
to
loud
hear.
in the forge, yeah. And
I would say it's
Komodo,
up to you if I hear it, because it depends on if I'm close, if I've come back from another supply run, or...
yeah, I think if you're
Not.
off doing your thing, you're probably not going to hear it, especially if you're dragging a bunch of big logs and such and blowing up trees. Utsu, would your pottery room be close to the kitchen, do you think?
I think that seems feasible. I don't know exactly how the whole place is laid out, but keeping the the kiln and the big ovens and all that close
Yeah,
together
I think
makes
keeping
some
those
somewhat
together makes sense, yeah. So, I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw at disadvantage. So you're going to roll twice and take the lower of the two.
Okay, I got 15 and then I got 12.
Okay. So, as you are pacing through the kitchen, you're trying to get anything in between your skin and the wraith claw. You suddenly feel faint, and you stabilize yourself on a nearby shelf, but it only lasts for a moment as your arm gives out and you collapse to the ground. You are consumed by unconsciousness, and you are thrown into a sea of black. After a moment, though, you seem to regain consciousness, but only part of it. You can't see anything. You can't feel anything. You can't smell anything. But you can hear something. You can hear ragged breathing. And as you focus in on this sound, you start to hear something else. On every breath out, you hear, And at this point, you do actually begin to feel something. You feel a pain very similar to what you were feeling before you passed out, only this is everywhere. It's as though that feeling of tendrils has spread throughout every single inch of your body, and it almost feels like something is sprouting out of parts of your back, through the sides of your head. And for the very briefest of moments, you see a silhouette of what appears to be large, gangly trees covered in lichen and vines. And once again, you listen in on the ragged breathing. It's difficult through all the pain that you're experiencing. It hurts. Where are you? Utsu. As you are working on your pottery, you hear an incredibly loud clatter of metal and other such things falling to the ground, followed by a large thud from the kitchen.
I will prompt the Dartor to investigate.
Would anybody see Utsu going from the pottery room to the kitchen?
Is that a question for me, or?
No, it's a question for anybody else. Koga,
Okay.
you're in your forge. I don't think it's going to matter for you.
You know, Coke's
again-
he's not.
And
Yeah,
Komuro, it's going to be
completely
up to you
dependent
in
on
this
you.
case, because it's a visual.
Oh. Sure, I'll say, let's say that I've just come back with a couple logs, and I have some burn marks on me.
Okay.
So I'll take off some HP if that's okay, and yeah, I'll
Yeah.
be here. I'll see him.
As you are bringing some logs back into where everyone has decided to put the materials for building, you see Utsu kind of dart out of the pottery house and duck into the kitchen in a seeming hurry, just to... You're not entirely sure why.
I'm going to follow him. I'm going to follow him, but not because I think something is wrong. Just because I think he's lying about not eating, and he's eating when I'm not around.
I see. Utsu, you come into the kitchen and you see Ai on the ground, convulsing. Her body, she seems to be unconscious, and her body is shaking violently, and she is convulsing very loudly. You can hear heaving coming from her. Ai. The sea of blackness that was around you, and the small pinhole of vision that you had, that pinhole of vision has grown as you've been experiencing this pain, this desperation to find somebody important to you. And through this blurred, foggy vision that you can barely see, you watch as you reach out with mangled arms covered in orange fungus growing all over them, grabbing the corpse of another person and dragging it behind you into a cave. And as you continue listening to this ragged, labored breathing, you start to hear a chittering noise. You start to hear the sound of hard exoskeleton legs, seemingly thousands of them, clicking across stone. And you hear a... as you drag this corpse further and further into the darkness of the cave. You feel like, despite the fact that now that you can't see in this darkness, you're being led by something. Something is moving your body for you. And suddenly, you feel nothing again. You hear nothing. You see nothing. And slowly, you rise back to consciousness. Komodo, Utsu, before this happens, what is your reaction to finding Ai collapsed on the ground and convulsing?
I think Utsu's experience with treating people mostly is just what he's seen Sakura doing. So I think he probably with Komuro arriving directs him to pick up Ai, summons the snake, put Ai on the snake, and go find Sakura.
Sakura, you said you were playing your shamisen under the tree?
Yeah, I was just sitting on the grass, strumming the shamisen, not really doing much else.
Yeah. Utsu, you follow that sound. You pick it out pretty easily, even amongst the cacophony of noises that you otherwise hear in Shinsei Mura these days. And many people kind of gasp and look up at Ai being carried on the snake, recognizing her as, one of the people who is defending Shinsei Mura. Sakura, you begin to hear that commotion. And shortly after, you see Utsu's snake rounding the corner with Ai and Komodo atop it. There is an urgency, as it appears that Ai is still convulsing. What would you like to do?
Well, does not look like I can really do much other than cure wounds at the moment, because I don't actually think I have.
You can make a
anything that
medicine
cure
check.
Poisons. Okay, medicine check.
Yeah. So if you feel like you have a sufficiently high medicine skill, you can just make a medicine check to diagnose what's going on and try and help.
Okay, that's an 8.
An 8. Okay. As the snake arrives and Ai is brought down to Sakura, you see she is foaming at the mouth, essentially. Not quite the consistency of foam, but there is something coming out of her mouth, and it has a slight orange tint to it. And she is in the midst of what appears to be an extremely powerful seizure. And just as you are about to treat her, she falls still. She's still breathing. You can see her chest rising and falling, and it slowly finds a rhythm from what it was before, which was difficult to figure out, given that she was convulsing all over. But now, it seems that whatever episode this was is over, and the liquid coming out of her mouth has slowed and eventually stopped. You wake up to the concerned faces of Komodo, Utsu, and Sakura. Although with Utsu, it's kind of hard to tell emotion. You just assume Utsu is concerned.
Guys, I think we need to cut it off.
Well, what the hell are you talking about?
My arm. We should cut it off my arm.
We're not cutting off your arm. What's wrong? What happened?
Just hear me out, okay? It hurts.
That's...
It sucks.
Uh-huh.
I can't take it off.
Uh-huh.
I've been trying to take it off for like 3 days. We need to cut it off.
Okay, sure.
Ai.
Breathe.
It is at this point you realize that the pain you were experiencing before is gone. Your arm no longer hurts. You no longer feel those tendrils of pain traveling through your chest. It's all gone. Of course, you still can't take it off.
So, like, any ideas for how to get this thing off my arm, guys? Any takers?
Okay, so... let me try, I guess. I try to pull it up.
Sure, give me a strength check.
Yes, ma'am. Yippee! 8.
You dislocate Ai's shoulder with an incredibly loud pop.
Oh dear.
Your shoulder has been dislocated.
Ow!
I'm sorry. Listen, I'm not used to removing things without killing people. Let me put that back in. I try to put her shoulder back.
Please make a medicine check.
Right away. I'm fucking built different with medicine. I don't fucking know. Medicine, I'm built with medicine. 11.
You know what, Komodo? You are, in reality, a medical person. What happens when you fail to set a dislocated shoulder?
Oh, that shit fucking hurts.
Yeah.
That shit does not feel good.
Rather than the pop back into its socket that you would expect, you just feel more pain as Komodo fails to set your shoulder.
At this point, I'm just like screaming in the middle of the street.
Yeah, there is a crowd of people gathering around you, and they're all like, "Oh my God, what is he doing to her?" Would anybody else like to do anything? Koga, at this point, you have actually heard everything happening, especially with I screaming so loudly.
Yeah, I think at this point I'm going to. Anna, can you take over real quick? I gotta go see something. And
She
without waiting
shakes
for-
her head, she pats your shoulder, and she goes out instead. The four of you watch as from the forge, Ayane emerges and shuffles as quickly as she can over to everything that's happening. She gently pushes her way through the crowd and she kneels down in front of you, She gently rubs your cheek, and as she distracts you doing that, she pops your shoulder back in. Right. Would anyone like to tell me exactly why I has been sitting here screaming at the top of her lungs? Anyone at all? She stands up and she looks at the crowd, and for some reason, the crowd decides to instead disperse, and Ayane's gaze falls on you, Komodo.
What up? Oh yes. Basically, she asked me to try to remove the prosthetic. I tried. Her shoulder came off because I'm used to ripping, arms off. I tried to put it back in, but she started screaming. So, sorry.
Komodo, go to your room. And she points at your barracks.
I'm not fucking doing that, and I just climbed the tree.
Komodo, give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okie doke. Yeah. There we go. Constitution saving throw. 14.
14. With a lightning fast movement that you're unable to react to, Ayane kind of stabs at several places on your body with her fingers, and you fall limp and collapse to the ground. You are unable to speak. Right. Utsu, if you would be so kind as to take Komodo back to his room, I would greatly appreciate that. Sakura, please, if you would, help me bring Ai to the infirmary. And she picks Ai up as though she weighs nothing.
Can Utsu pick me?
He can drag you with his snake.
Yeah, and just snake by the scruff of the neck, drag along the streets.
Yeah.
Well,
Komodo, you're going to take
basically,
5 points of damage as your feet are like dragged across this ground, and you take a couple scrapes and bruises.
Yeah, I can take it.
Yeah. Koga, have you continued on the foraging, or have you like kind of slowed things down to see exactly what's going on?
I have full faith that Ayane can handle the situation, so I'm back to forging.
Okay. Sakura, you give me a wisdom saving throw, Sakura.
Wisdom saving throw. Great, that's gonna be fun. Okay, 15.
15. You feel this incredible, undeniable urge to do exactly as Ayane tells you, and you get up and you help support Ai's legs as the three of you go to the infirmary. When you arrive, your shoulder is properly treated instead of just set back into its socket, and it's put in a sling and everything, and it's secured to your body so that you can't move it. The Wraith Claw, again, it hasn't caused you any pain since you woke up. Besides the pain of trying to get it off, but that was less caused by the Wraith Claw and more by Komodo going a little too hard on it. You are put inside of a bed. I would like for you to make what do I want this to be? Make an insight check for me.
I got a 2.
2. Wow,
It's not rolling good today.
You roll badly every day, actually.
It's the Brian Murphy curse.
You get this sudden thought that what you just experienced wasn't a dream, and it wasn't you. In fact, you're almost certain that what you actually experienced was from your brother's point of view.
I'm just kind of like sitting on the bed, zoned out, like blankly staring at the wall while I'm thinking about this.
Sakura, Ayane is speaking to you. Right, she is going to need a cold compress on her shoulder at least 3 times a day. I would also recommend that you combine heat with it. That should be no problem for you. You're versed well enough in medical practices that I think I can trust you with this, yes?
I can certainly learn what I don't already know, yes.
Good. Now, what all did you see happen?
I saw Komodo try to take the arm off and not
Right,
quite
yes, I've
succeed.
established that happened, but before that, what happened?
Foaming at the mouth from something, and then just ceased foaming, and not quite understanding why.
Anything else?
Convulsions. Screaming, obviously. I didn't really see much else.
I see. Right, well, I entrust her care to you. I think I'll go speak to Utsu and see what happened. And she leaves the infirmary. Sakura, you find yourselves actually completely alone in the infirmary otherwise. There's not even any civilians here at the moment. Anything you'd like to do?
Well, obviously I'm gonna start making sure I can see where the treatment's gonna go and start on it. And I'm gonna ask Guy what she experienced.
I don't respond. I'm just kind of like staring at the wall, drooling a little bit because I'm so locked in.
Drooling, just slightly.
That's worrying. I obviously am thinking aloud to myself here. Don't really know entirely what to do, although the thought of seeing for myself is intriguing because I'm gonna use guidance.
In what way do you intend to use guidance?
Let's see.
Also, as you were sitting there and trying to lock in on that feeling that you were experiencing before, you start to feel a tug at your arm. But no one's pulling your arm. And it's specifically your Wraithclaw arm. It's almost as though it's being pulled in a direction by some unseen force.
Okay, wait, am I already sitting up in the bed?
Yeah, that's what you said you were doing.
Okay. Yep, I just like quickly stand up out of the bed and start talking about how I need to find my brother.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Sakura, she hops out of bed. She seems both lucid and delirious at the same time. What are you going to do in response to this?
Okay, yeah, rather than guidance, I'm actually just gonna try and pick her up and put her back in bed. And she's just had a episode, frothing at the mouth, screaming aloud, literal arm torn out of her socket, put back in, and
Yeah, she's been through a
finding
lot.
out what she's going. Yeah, she's going back in bed.
I need you to make a strength check, contested with Ai's acrobatics check. So Ai, you're going to make an acrobatics check. If you get higher than Sakura, you are able to avoid her grip.
I got a 19.
I get 18. Of course.
Perfect. You've actually never been more lucid before. You deftly dodge out of Sakura's way, and in a flash, you are out of the infirmary and sprinting towards where your arm is pulling you. Sakura, you watch as, she just bursts out of the door and starts sprinting away. And she is quite fast as well. You will not be able to keep up, even with, even if you had, like, a spell that could help you keep up, I think she'd still be faster than you by just a little bit. Utsu, as you're finishing putting Komodo in his bed, you come out of the barrack doors and you watch as I bolts past you, going full speed. What would you like to do?
Fun. I assume Sakura is probably within sight, like I can see her.
Yeah, Sakura is running behind, and
Following.
despite her long legs, she's unable to keep up.
Yeah. Then we shall. Picture is big and fast. We shall use my soul knife, Psychic Whispers. I imagine just perhaps like almost just a minor quake spreads out from Utsu's feet, and just mud rises up, sinks into Sakura's own. When for the next couple of hours, however long it lasts, we can communicate telepathically within a mile.
Okay.
And then I will go follow
Okay. So yeah, Utsu, Sakura, you have a telepathic connection that is within a distance of 1 mile. And you take off after this is a singular focus right now. You can't think of anything else. You can't even think of the lingering pain in your shoulder from it being put back into its socket. You are headed straight in the direction that your arm is pulling. And as you are sprinting through underbrush and then tree cover and then dodging left and right past tall, deciduous trees, you find yourself coming to the edge of a cliff and a clearing overlooking a vast distance away. This is not a close thing that you can see, but today is a day of merciful visibility. You see a heavy, thick fog blanketing large trees that appear to be covered in lichen, and vines hanging down from their branches and leaves. So, here you find yourself on the edge of this cliff. What would you like to do?
Can I slide down the cliff to get onto the ground? I think I'm allowed to do that, right?
I will say in this case, yes, because that's cool. So,
Do I
yeah.
have to roll?
No, I'm not gonna make you roll. You pause for a moment to take in the sight of what you're seeing, and as you look, you see flashes of what you experienced previously. And the shape of the trees, even from this distance, seems to match up. And you would estimate it's hundreds of kilometers away at this point. You're not even sure how you're actually seeing this. You've never seen this far in your life before, and you would expect that there would be curvature getting in the way. And yet, it's almost as though you could reach out and touch all of those trees. In an instant, you make the decision to keep going, and you slide down the cliff. Utsu, you, about a second later, after she slid down the cliff, you burst through the same clearing. Eye is gone. What would you like to do?
Oh, just like gone.
Yeah, you don't see her at the moment.
I suppose I will attempt to determine if I can find where she went.
Okay.
Track her down. And search her.
Give me a perception check.
Okay. 20. That is... Oh, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? There we go. That is a 19.
Okay. As you are looking out over everything that you can see, I should also say, what you can't see is what I did see. So, unlike you don't see anything of the sort. You don't see any gargantuan trees off in the distance. You don't see a heavy fog. You just see vast rolling plains to the left and thick forest in front of you beneath the cliff. As you are looking down, you just barely spot Eye ducking into the trees. I assume you give chase.
Yeah, we'll leap off right after her.
Okay. Back at Shinseimura, Komuro, you are still immobile, laying in bed, and as you are staring up at the ceiling, because that's the only place you can stare, Ayane comes into your view. She doesn't look pleased with you. Komuro, when I tell you to do something next time, I trust that you will listen, because I do it for a reason. Now, Ai has run away, and I am not entirely sure why. You are to help track her down. They headed directly east, and as she finishes saying that, she stabs at a few points on your body with her fingertips again, and you find yourself able to move and speak perfectly. She, however, does not give you a moment to speak as she rushes you out the door, and then goes straight to the forge, throws the door open. Koga, you are needed elsewhere. And she
Yes, ma'am.
directs you where you need to go and sends you on your way. Komodo, Koga, you find yourselves just running to the east for one reason or another. You're not entirely sure why. All you know is that I ran away. What are you guys doing at this point?
Koga,
Yeah.
your mother is a fucking asshole. And then I cast jump and run and jump like a motherfucker, which allows me to just cover an insane amount of distance really fast.
Komodo, you don't actually know where I is, unlike Utsu and Sakura.
I'm not I'm going. She said east, so I'm just going east. And whenever I jump really high, like I'm guessing like on trees, I'm just shouting "I" as loud as I can to try to figure out where I'm going.
Okay.
Like a bastard in the wind.
Sakura, are you... Okay, Utsu, you're probably within the trees now. Sakura, are you close behind Utsu at this point?
Pretty sure, yeah. I mean, I'm not
Okay.
as fast as him, but I've got long legs.
Yeah. So you're... the three of you, I, Utsu, and Sakura, you are in a very thick forest right now. There's a very dense canopy overhead. There are moments when you could swear you hear something above you, but you can't quite make it out. Koga, how are you trying to keep up? Because Komodo has just blasted off after insulting your mother.
I am dashing using with dash. I have 80 feet of movement, and then I'm using long stride as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just booking it as fast as I can east.
Okay. You barely even miss a step as you slide down a cliff and burst into a forest. You, to a certain degree, it's difficult to track while going quickly, but you're doing an all right job of it as you're following Sakura's trail specifically. And it doesn't take you long to catch up to Sakura and Utsu. What would you like to do? It's up to you what you...
Fill me in what happened.
Just ran off. I don't know what she saw, what she thought she saw, just bat out of hell running into the woods. Hearing
Okay.
things.
Hi. Despite the fact that you are currently in a very dense forest and you're... At this point, you don't even care about all of the branches and twigs that are whipping across your face as you are bolting through this dense coverage. You can still see what, honestly, you shouldn't be able to see. You can still see those trees, you can still see the mist, you can still see all of those things that you saw before. Even though, logically, you know you shouldn't be able to see them because, well, you can't see hardly 5 feet in front of you. But still, you continue to sprint. And after a moment, you finally clear this forest. Komuro, what are you doing after you run out of trees to jump on? Because you run out fairly quickly. You're moving really fast.
What's ahead of me?
What's ahead of you is a big, wide open plain.
And I have no indication of where I could be.
You would assume that if you haven't found her at this point, she's probably behind you.
I guess I continue leaping in sort of a circular pattern to try to cover as much ground as I can to spot her.
Okay. Give me a perception check. No modifier. Or, sorry, no advantage or disadvantage. Just perception check.
Understood. 17.
17. Not bad, not bad. You just barely jump away as you see I kind of burst out of the trees in front of you. It's too late for you to stop your jump for obvious reasons. You're already in the air. You can't arrest your momentum there. But you manage to spin your body around and watch where she goes as she bolts straight towards a river that you can now see off in the distance. She is moving with an apparent singular focus.
I follow her. I should be faster than her.
Okay. What is your speed currently, Komodo? Like how
I can
fast
cover
are you going?
160 feet.
Sorry?
I can cover 160 feet.
Woohoo! What is your base run speed? Or walking speed?
I think it's like 30 feet. Hold on.
I think
Let me
it's...
double check.
I don't think it's 30 feet. You're a monk. It should be 35
No, my
or
speed is
40.
40.
Yeah, 40.
It's 40.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you are sprinting at 80. So Komodo can catch up to you pretty quickly. He's going twice your speed currently.
Oh, for a minute. If a minute runs out, I'm gonna have to recast.
Okay. Hang on, I'm doing some mental gymnastics here. Yeah, I'm gonna say you were able to clear that forest in about a minute, whereas it took I closer to like 10 minutes. So you've been hopping around for a good amount of time at this point. I will say, how many times are you willing to recast this?
2 other times, why not?
2 other times? Okay. I'm going to say that you expended one of those uses. Just waiting to see if you can find anything. And then you probably only just expended another use. So you have a minute to catch up to I.
Gotcha.
Okay. I have not run a chase before, so I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants here. What I'm going to do...
Don't worry.
What I'm going to do... I've like completely fucked up my own scale on this map as well. So that's fun. I'll have a magical explanation for it at some point, I'm sure. I'm thinking here. There is a way that you can move ever so slightly faster. You can move up to 100 feet a second. Or, sorry. Yeah, you can move up to 100 feet. The Fembarbiter is in the chat.
Komuro...
He is in the chat. Miordi, why are you in the chat? Why are you here? What are you doing?
Where?
Okay. The way that you are able to move slightly faster is by using the grappling property of your Wraithclaw, which gives you an extra 20 feet of movement.
So is Komuro caught up to me?
No, not yet. So if you are moving at 100 feet, like if you're moving at 100 feet, Commodore will probably take, I don't know, 30 to 35 seconds to catch up. If you aren't moving at 100 feet, he's going to catch up in like half that time.
Okay, I would like to think that he catches up and I just like barrel through him.
Oh, okay. Are you sure? Because Commodore's athletics is actually quite high. And yours,
You know
I
what?
don't think is very high.
Let's give it a try.
Give it a try. All right. Komodo, you rapidly catch up to I. You keep a good close eye on her as she is running through. And just after she herself leaps across the entirety of a river, you land in front of her, ready to catch her. And she does not slow down.
I'm gonna bonus action knock on my chest and just monkey noises and then try to grapple her.
Okay. Let's see. Grapple can use either athletics or acrobatics, yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so it's going to be probably Komodo's athletics versus I's acrobatics checks. Okay, so I need both of you to roll those. So Komodo roll athletics, I roll acrobatics.
I rolled another one.
Oof.
No.
You need
Well-
to change your dice.
Unfortunate, yeah. Are they weighted?
I was
in the
gonna
wrong
say
way?
that I'm having trouble rolling, but apparently I don't have to roll.
Yeah, you don't have to roll, unless you roll in that one. I suppose that's a
Okay,
possibility.
well, it's not showing up on alchemy, so I'm gonna roll separately.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna roll a d20 and see what happens. 9 on a d20 plus 7, so
Okay. Yeah, your athletics is as high as I thought it was.
yeah.
Despite your best efforts, and despite this singular focus in your mind, you are exhausted from the run that you've just done. Utsu, Sakura, Koga, you three finally burst through the forest, just in time to watch from a distance as I slams into Komodo, and Komodo barely moves an inch and just wraps his gigantic monkey arms around her.
Say that you know when like you're
Isn't
You're fighting
Komuro
an
like
old-
3 feet tall?
Yeah,
I am, but
he's
that's the funny
huge.
thing.
Like, he's a very heavy monkey.
But he's like 6 feet
So he's wide.
Yeah, he's a very
Yeah.
wide boy.
It would be very funny, you know, like when you're fighting an older sibling and they put their hand on your face and so you can't move.
No. I know what you're talking
unfortunately.
about, but that's not what's going to happen. That is not a grapple.
Yeah. So I just hug her.
Yeah, you just wrap your gargantuan monkey arms around her. You can no longer move. You are grappled by Komodo. What is the way to get out of a grapple? Remind me.
She will have to repeat the acrobatics, I think.
Okay.
Is that it, Utsu?
Yeah. Same thing, whether you're initiating or escaping, same thing.
Okay.
Okay, this time I'm gonna roll an alchemy, so I don't roll another one. Hopefully.
Fingers crossed, chat. Let's see what happens. The anticipation is killing me here.
Ooh, I rolled a 15.
Ooh, not bad.
Spade.
Not bad. All right, Komodo, what do
Yeah,
you
that's
got?
really good for me.
I rolled a 14.
14 total.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right.
Can I question, DM?
Yes.
Can I pick Komuro up and just carry him with me?
You would have to grapple me to do that, I think.
You would have to grapple him to do that, but you know what? I will let you carry him for 5 feet before you finally drop him and then keep on running. Komodo, you have a hard time keeping a grip on her as she essentially slippery fishes out of your arms. You just barely manage to hold on as she begins to sprint again, and you are dragged a couple feet across the ground before your grip loosens even more, and she is off.
I mean, I follow her again and try to grapple her again.
I think at this point you're out of your casts, right?
I said I have 2 more, so I can just do it again.
Yeah, but I said that you used one of those 2 more after getting past the forest.
Okay.
And then
That
you
means I'm
use
out
the
of
other
it,
one
but
to
I
chase right
still
behind her.
have, yeah, but I still have 80 feet, so I'm practically the
feet.
same as her.
Yeah, basically the exact same as her. Although she does technically have 100 feet if she starts using her right claw, but she hasn't used that so far.
True.
And I have 90 with
Long Strider, yeah. Utsu, how fast are you going?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think if I'm action and bonus action dashing, I'm base 120. Plus, I also have a hookshot arm, so
Yeah.
I think once we break from the trees, probably accelerate to catch up.
Okay, yeah. Damn, you're going quick.
Oh, I will say the
Yeah.
if I use my dash strike, which kind of does mean that I'm attempting to hit her,
It does mean that, yes.
I'm going to be basically constantly having an extra 15 feet and another extra 15 feet
Okay, I see.
as I disappear, hit the air, run 15 feet, run 80 feet, disappear, hit the air, run 15 feet. It would be really funny.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'm going to say that Ai's destination is rapidly approaching. We are going to have everyone roll initiative, and we are going to move only on initiative count. And if I manages to get to where she's going, we'll see what happens.
Initiative it is.
Okay.
Motherfucker.
Did you roll a 1?
Close, it was a 2, so for a total of 6.
Great.
I got another 15.
Oh, nice. All right.
I got another 14.
Okay, Utsu, Sakura, what are your initiative rolls?
Okay,
I remember to add your dexterity to your initiative.
11.
Got in an 19 at that.
19. What is your roll with dexterity?
Oh wait, let me double check that real quick. +3, so
So you got
17?
18.
Yeah, 18. Sorry.
Yeah. All right. So here's how it's going to work. Utsu, you are first up in the turn order, followed by I, followed by Komodo, followed by Sakura, followed by Koga at the rear. Because Koga really likes the rear.
Why do you have to laugh when you say that? It's so mean.
Utsu, let's see, I gotta figure out how far away you guys are at this point. I'm gonna say you're about 200 feet away. So you could catch up in 2 turns. No problem. Well, maybe 3 turns, if they are still moving at full speed.
I could. Let me double check. I think the Kagapoji teleport needs me to hit a creature.
Oh, and I will also say you guys have 3 rounds to catch her.
You
Or
hit a creature.
yeah, 3 rounds.
Yes. Okay. Right. Then, I suppose for the first round, just a full action, bonus action dash, and plus the 30-foot hook shot, for a total of 150 feet.
You have a 30-foot hook shot.
I do. I have a 30-foot and a 20-foot.
Goddamn, okay. All right. You're being outrun here. That's your turn, Utsu?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, you close to within 50 feet of them pretty quickly. You're on the back foot here. You have to somehow keep going for the next 3 rounds when Utsu is very much outspeeding you by quite a lot.
I'm gonna use the Wraith Claw.
Yeah, so you will have 100 feet of movement per round. I suppose you could also use your
Can I do
bonus
Step of the
action
Wind?
to, Step of the Wind. Which,
Okay, I guess I'll do both of those.
okay, hang on. Somebody work this out for me, because I've never actually known if you use a dash and then also bonus action Step of the Wind to dash, does that stack multiplicatively?
Multiple dashes are additive.
Additive. Okay. All right.
That's what I'm doing. Right,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So it doesn't multiply, it adds. Got it. Okay. So, you are going to be moving at 140 feet. Yes. 140 feet of movement per turn. As long as you use your action to dash and your bonus action to use Step of the Wind and your Wraith Claw.
Do I need to roll on any of that or no?
Nope, you shouldn't need to. I will say if you're going that fast, there are actually 2 rounds to catch you.
Okay, fair.
So, the distance between you and Utsu currently, because Utsu got within 50 feet. If you go 140 feet from that, you're what? 190 feet away now? That's correct math, yes?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Okay, good. So yeah, you are 190 feet away from Utsu currently. Komodo started like 10 feet behind you, and was moving at how fast, Komodo, did you say?
80 feet at
80
the
feet.
moment.
Okay. So yeah. We're gonna go on to your turn, Komodo. I is currently 150 feet away from you. You can close 80 feet of that.
Okay, give me a second. I'm trying to think. If I close 80 feet, how far is she gonna be away from me?
I don't know. That's math I can't do. She's currently 150 feet away.
Okay, give me a sec. 150
70.
minus 80. 70 feet away from me? Well, okay, if I close... Okay, this is gonna be nuts. Okay, so she's 150 feet away from me currently, right?
Yes.
If I also use my bonus action to second wind, my 80 feet gonna turn to 100, so she's gonna be 50 feet away from me. That's not enough. Fuck. Yeah, I'm just gonna run and dash, so I'm 80 feet. So I'm just gonna run my 80 feet.
Okay.
That's the most reasonable to do at the moment.
All right.
I need someone to slow her enough for me to get close. Yeah, that's my turn. Sorry.
All right. Taka, you're up.
Okay, so I got 30 base, and I can dash and then expeditious retreat for 60 more. So, how far am I away from her to begin with?
I'm gonna say that you and Koga are about 400 feet away. I don't think you guys have a hope of catching up, unless Koga does some crazy ranger shit.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be lumbering along like a big old tree. 90 this turn.
Yeah, Momo is kind of like dangling in your branches, chittering excitedly as this chase is happening. Momo, of course, thinks it's a game. And yeah, you're losing leaves all over the place. You're losing blossoms. You don't have to move like this very often.
I swear, eyes are gonna make me go bald already.
Koga, you're up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna scoot along for 90 feet.
Scoot along for 90 feet. All right. Any crazy ranger shit that you're capable of doing?
No.
No. Okay. All right. We roll back around to Utsu. You are currently how far away did I say? I don't remember.
Utsu is, I believe, ahead of her at the moment.
No, he's not.
No, it was.
Okay, so
I think I started 200, so.
Yeah, you started 200. You closed 100.
Now. Yeah.
You closed how much of that?
190,
150.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you were 50 feet away from her, and then yeah, she moved to her 140, so she's 190 feet away right now.
I mean, I could close that, but that would require attacking her, making a concerted effort to stop her. And I don't think that's really what I'm aiming to do right now. I'm more so just interested in seeing where she goes. So I think I'm just going to continue to run normally.
Okay.
All the same stuff, another 150.
Kodo, you watch Utsu kind of blast by you. Is there anything you'd like to say as he's going by?
Just yelling, slow her down!
Okay. Utsu, you hear that. Are you going to act on that request at all?
Kind of up for him to ignore me.
Yeah.
I don't think I will.
Okay.
What's the worst thing?
Yeah, exactly. You take a quick look behind you, and you see that Utsu has closed the distance to within 40 feet of you. He will catch up if this keeps going, but that feeling in your arm, that tugging, has gotten stronger and stronger and stronger, and it's almost at the point where it's trying to pull your arm out of the sling that it was tied into. You're probably going to move at your full speed again?
Am I still like singularly focused on something?
Are you?
You know what? I'm gonna skid to a halt.
Okay. You just dig your heels into the ground and you stop suddenly. Utsu, Komodo, you guys both fly by her before realizing exactly what's happened.
Having a Looney Tunes moment.
Yeah, a little bit.
She stopped of her own volition.
She did. Yeah. You're stopped. You can still see that mangrove forest off in the distance. You know you shouldn't be able to see this, but you can. What are you doing now? You're just stopped in the middle of this field.
I'm very anxiously walking around in a circle and like mumbling about my brother.
Mm-hmm. And as you're walking around in a circle, your arm is pulling in all of the different directions, always toward that mangrove. Komuro, Utsu, Koga, and Sakura, you all close in on Ai, and you see her mumbling very quickly to herself, almost incoherently. You can tell that she's talking about her brother, but she's just pacing in circles, and there's already a flattened circle of grass underneath her feet. What is anyone doing?
What's wrong, kid? Let us help. Just talk to us. We're fucking back.
We'll walk up, like lightly tap her on the arm or something, and inquire, to where do we run?
And it's just
To where do you run?
I just take
where
off.
do we run?
Oh, where
Yeah.
do we?
Where
Okay.
is everybody
Guys?
running? Because everybody's running after you, and you're running to something.
Guys, this is gonna sound crazy, but you just gotta listen to me, okay? I see this like forest, and it's like covered in fog with crazy trees, and I just get this feeling that I need to go there, like right now.
Okay. So,
As my time as a Ronin, would I know of any stories of?
You
Cloud
have
forests?
heard of a swamp to the southeast of Hateshinai before. You've heard that it's probably a good idea not to go there. You've heard rumors that every dead body in Hateshinai somehow ends up there at one point or another. You don't know why, you've never heard why, it's always only just been speculation. There are people who think that there's a necromancer raising an army of the dead over there. There are others who think that there's some great kaiju that is being fed by the corpses of those who fall in Hateshinai. But the one thing that is always present in these rumors is that those who die go to the swamps.
would I know anything about this as a guide?
I'm going to say, given where you came from, no. You'll know a lot more about northern Hateshinai than you do about southern Hateshinai. And while you've heard similar rumors, you haven't had the time to go check it out yourself.
We do not want to head towards the swamp. That's not a good place to go.
Well, we're going
If you
to
think
the
that
swamp.
we're-
We have to go.
No.
Yes.
The dead of Hateshinai end up in the swamp.
Fine, then don't come with me. We have to. I have to go, at least.
I'll carry you on my shoulders if you don't want to get in the water.
I'm not scared of the water. I'm scared what's in the swamp. Every single dead
come on.
body of Hateshinai ends up in the swamp.
That's
we
why we
fought
have
Miri,
to go.
dude. We fought
And
Miri.
you won't
We
be
can
in there.
handle whatever this
You
is.
love it.
Yeah. We gotta help the kid. She's going there either way, so it's better that we help her than let her go alone.
Actually, on the subject of Miri, I think this might have something to do with one of her kids. Remember how she said that we were connected to one of them, like each of us?
Think someone's calling you there?
Yeah. My
Behind
arm
you.
is being pulled in that direction.
We should
Oh,
You're
find
not
the
strong
child.
enough to fight a kaiju.
Well, we
We're not
have
gonna
to
fight
go.
her. We're just gonna check it out.
Exactly.
You'll be fine.
Come on, Koga, put your big boy pants on. I please, for the love of Sabishi, don't fucking run like that again. I can only run so much.
Yeah, Komodo, your old body is like creaking in pain. you can hear all the old cartilage in your knees going like.
I'm not at my peak like I used to be.
Well, I guess we could walk there if that would make you feel better.
What do you say, Koga?
I say we're gonna fucking die, but fine, give me a second. And he starts to write a quick little note and tie it to an arrow, and he fires it back west as far as he can.
Okay. What is your bow's range?
My long range is 600 feet.
My God. Okay. It's a lot more than I thought. Yeah. You don't see that it fucking sails through the air for a good long while before thunking into a tree right at the edge of that forest that you all popped out of. All right, so you guys all start walking towards where Ai's arm is pulling. And all of you actually do see that if Ai changes direction at all, her arm seems to pull in its sling in the opposite direction, always towards the same place. So, given how far you are from the swamp still, this takes the better part of the rest of the day. By the time you guys actually start to arrive to the edge of this marshland, the sun is just about to set. And the closer you get to these gnarled, gargantuan trees that you can now actually see properly, all covered in hanging lichen and with a mist through their roots that doesn't seem to move or doesn't seem to want to move. You're all assaulted by the scent of rot and decay. I would like
Smells like
Constitution saving throws from everybody except Utsu.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, all right.
12.
12?
12.
Somehow.
12.
7.
We're killing it.
Koga, you kind of just like stop smelling. You have this habit of yours where whenever you start to smell corpses, you sort of turn that sense off in a way. You just kind of ignore everything that's coming through. You seem completely unbothered by this stench of rot and decay. Sakura, you are quite bothered by this, as is Momo, who retreats back into your canopy. It's even so strong that it's almost causing your eyes to burn. You are gagging. It's difficult to control. You're trying to get a hold of yourself, but this stench is just unbelievable. Komuro, you have a pretty similar deal to Sakura. You're just barely managing to hold it all together, but your eyes are kind of burning from the smell. Utsu, you can't smell anything.
DM?
Yes.
You said that. Did you say that we're like closing in on sundown or it's dark?
You're getting really close to sundown. It's just about sunset.
Okay, so the moment it's dark, the Komoro's going to take out his barbed mace, which is normally just a warm thing. He's going to whisper sweet nothings to it very sensually, and suddenly it's a light.
Okay. So you're basically just using it as a torch?
That's how it functions, yeah.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, as you guys continue to walk and you go closer and closer to whatever the source of this stench is, the sun does finally set, and even before it's fully set, the darkness has crept in on you as the fog has kind of enveloped all of you. Is there anything you would like to say as the fog does consume you? No? Okay. You all continue towards wherever Ai's arm is leading you. And after a moment, after several moments. It could even be an hour by the time you start to actually hear something out of the ordinary, but it's hard to tell given that you can't currently see the moon or the stars above. You can't. It's difficult to determine the passage of time.
That's kind of very funny because technically, Mustic only lights for 10 minutes, but there doesn't seem to be a limit on how many times I can light it, so I'm just relighting it every 10 minutes.
That's fair. So yeah, I guess you would know how long it's been, just by the amount of times you've had to relight it. It's been about an hour and 20 minutes of walking.
That's hilarious.
I'm gonna cast Alarm on Shisui, my sword.
Okay.
Just in case something gets close to us.
Okay. All right. Sure.
I think
Go ahead.
I've been using Psychic Bond with Momo to see, because he's got Dark Sight, so don't need
Okay.
my eyes if I can see his.
That's really fucking cute, and I love that. So yeah, you are all wandering through this swamp. The water has gotten deeper and deeper, but it did kind of stop at like your mid calves. On Koga, for you it comes up to like just about at the knee. Komuro, it's above your knees. Utsu, it's just about at your knees. Sakura, you're getting your ankles wet. It's actually quite lovely. After this hour and 20 minutes of walking that you've kept track of by relighting this torch stick that Komuro has over and over, you begin to hear ragged breathing. Not from one source, but from many sources. Koga, your alarm spell starts pinging. 1, 2, 3. Back down to 2. 4, 6. Back down to 3. It does not stop pinging. But nothing seems to be approaching any of you. What would you like to do?
I just start like shouting my brother's name as loud as I can.
The ragged breathing does not stop, and nothing seems to even acknowledge your presence, despite the shouting.
There's multiple creatures coming in and out of my alarm radius.
Yeah, you guys can't see anything through the fog, but you know something's there. You can hear it. The alarm spell keeps going off.
Should we go try and find it?
I'm kind
Now
of
that we're
blind.
here,
I'm kind of blind in fog.
Or wait, Sakura, can your monkey see what's going on?
Not through the fog, no.
Oh, okay.
Dark vision doesn't go
Yeah.
through fog. It's basically just night vision. It doesn't have any other special properties.
Yeah, it's nice to see, but not far.
Yeah. So what would you guys
Well,
like to do?
what do you guys think we should do, guys?
I think we should stick together and follow where your arm is taking us.
Oh, yeah, and at this point, your arm is like pressed against the sling that's tied around your body, and you cannot control your arm currently. It is just pulling.
So, how far ahead of us can we see?
About 10 feet.
Okay, everyone, link arms. We're going in.
whatever
I'm
we
gonna
see,
link
do
my
not
tail
show
instead.
hostility.
I'm gonna
Do
link
not
my tail
show
because I want
hostility to
both my
whatever we
arms.
find.
Alright, Koga,
Okay.
I'll hit whatever you tell me to hit.
Yeah, just stay friendly unless it shows hostility first.
Alright. Attack immediately, got it.
So, you all link together, and you begin to walk through the fog. Koga, your alarm spell is just going off constantly at this point. And as you're walking through, a person appears through the fog. And at first, it's strange and obviously alarming, but they clearly don't notice your presence, as you have noticed their presence. And as they cut further through the fog and the light from Komodo's torch begins to fall on them, what you see is very much not a person. Or rather, was a person. What you see is an old man standing hunched, kind of broken looking, with gargantuan orange mushrooms sprouting out of his body all over, through his arms, through his legs, through his back, and especially on the top of his head. And you also see that his eyes are a milky white, and you can't determine iris from pupil from sclera. He doesn't seem to see any of you, despite the fact that he's looking directly at you. He's looking directly at your light source. And what would you guys like to do?
So is that a zombie?
I don't know what the fuck that is.
Maybe we
I'm
should go
gonna
see if
press
he's
a
okay.
Finger to my lips to
I can't
motion
believe I'm saying
all
it.
of us to just remain quiet.
Yeah, Sakura?
I can't believe I'm saying this, but that's not cute in the slightest.
Well, it feels unsettling to hear you say that.
Well, I guess
As-
let's walk past him.
Yeah, I guess just walk
Okay.
around him.
Yeah. You all start walking forward again. You fall silent. He does not react to you guys passing by him at all and just keeps on going. Soon enough, you see another person in a similar situation. This one, a young woman, covered in the same spores, but she is dragging behind her a corpse that appears to be rather burnt. Koga, please give me a d20 roll.
No, fuck. Please be on that one, please be on that one, please be on that one.
That's a 6. So even.
Fuck me.
Koga, your eyes first rest on this young woman covered in spores and mushrooms, and then, as one's gaze is always wont to do, it follows whatever she's doing, and you see a burnt corpse of someone you actually recognize from Mikawa, one of the servants from the castle. And in a flash, you find yourself walking silently through the ashes of what was once your home, and you walk over corpses. This time, you don't care that the corpses of your family are beneath your feet. You crunch over their bones. You hardly even notice as the ash of their bodies covers your feet and turns them soot black. You, instead, are focused solely on the tree line, from which you can see who you know must be your sister. And you start walking forward faster and faster and faster. Gang, Koga breaks away from the line and disappears into the fog.
That's not
I
good.
fucking told you guys. You shouldn't have come here. Nobody listened.
Fuck me. Well, it's not the fucking
You're the one
fog
that
that
left.
does. It's your fucking even odd number shit.
Come
should
on,
have rolled
Koga.
better.
It'll be fine. We'll be all right.
You should
Come
have
on,
rolled
Koga.
better.
Quit being a baby.
You should have rolled better.
Koga.
I guess we follow him.
You can't follow him. You've immediately lost sight of him. Koga,
Ah, well, goodbye.
you don't see the fact that you've just walked into the fog. What you see is yourself getting closer and closer to your sister. And as you approach, as you get close enough, you know deep inside of your soul that this is your sister. And you know, rather than this being a figment of your trauma, of your imagination, Nemuru is showing you something. And what you see is a woman that you don't recognize as your sister. You know that it's your sister. However, you do recognize her as being a stall runner at Shinseimura. And every fiber of your being, all at once, tells you the same thing. Your sister is at Shinseimura, alone with Ayane. And you wake up. You can't see anything. You're in the middle of fog all around you. What would you like to do?
Have a panic attack?
Okay.
Yeah, that's what would hit Koga. I mean, just a quick, pretty bad panic attack. He's had many of these before. And he tries to steel himself.
As this starts to happen, you begin mentally berating yourself for not noticing sooner. You interacted with that woman a few times, a handful of times. You know, you bought a couple things from her. And every time there was just something that stood out about her. Something that felt wrong. As though she wasn't the person that she clearly was. And it's only now that you realize you were right. And that was your sister, disguised as somebody else. Not through magical means, but through physical means. And you just left her alone with the only member of your family left that you know of. And in fact, she's been alone with that one member of your family all day. Komuro, Ai, Utsu, Sakura. You can't find Koga anywhere. You're all calling out through the fog, trying to guide him towards you through your voices. Koga, you hear this, but in your panic, rather than going towards them, you move away from them because you think you're walking back towards Shinseimura. In fact, you start to run back towards where you think Shinseimura is. I need you to roll a d20 for me and tell me what the result is.
It's a 16.
As you begin running, you fall suddenly. You can't even see your feet through this fog, and as you're running, the ground just disappears underneath you, and you fall. You don't fall far. You begin to tumble almost immediately, and you end up in a pit full of thousands upon thousands of rotting corpses. All of which are in varying states of decay. Especially on the top layer, most of them are fresh enough to still be soft enough to break your landing. But you know everyone here in this pit besides you is dead. Koga? What's going on in your head right now?
I think this is enough to snap him out of his panic attack.
Yeah.
I can't go back and save Ayane if I get myself killed here.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm going to try and steel myself, listening to see if I can hear friends.
You hear them off in the distance, towards what you imagine to be, at least if you're taking your current facing as north, towards your west. You can just barely hear them, and it seems as though they're moving away from you.
I'm gonna start heading that way.
As you begin trying to climb the side of the pit, you realize that you can't, because the walls of this pit are slick with blood. What would you like to do?
Fuck. Is there any way that I could use my Shisui and one of my other Wakizashi to try and stab into the ground to climb out?
There is. You also do have your voice still. You can still speak.
I'm gonna call out to my friends.
Okay.
I'm this way.
I would like everyone who isn't Koga to roll a perception check, please.
DM, while we were like looking for him, I'm just next to Sakura and I'm saying to her,
I just don't understand how we can explain this to Miori when we go back. I think the kid went through a lot. I'm very worried what his reaction would be if we lose Koga.
I mean, he can probably feel what Koga's going through right now. Huh.
oh fuck.
We should have brought him.
Thank God I rolled an 18.
17.
I rolled a 20.
I?
I rolled a 2.
Everyone but I hears Koga calling
Are
out.
your dice
hell.
okay? Are your dice okay?
Yeah, everyone but I hears Koga calling out, and I assume you all start heading in that direction anyway. You're probably just following in confusion.
Are we heading in the same direction her arm is pulling by any chance?
Yes, you are.
Fun.
Shit.
Convenient.
Utsu, you got the highest perception check. So when the time comes, you are going to be the only one to notice. Actually, before I ask that, what is your marching order currently? Who's out in front?
Well, I think I'm
Oh,
in
that-
front because my arm was leading.
I would be right next to
We
you.
still just did like a horizontal arms linked whatever we were doing earlier.
Wait, aren't you on my shoulders, Komuro? You're
No,
tired
I'm
as
not.
hell.
Why would I be? Yeah, I know. But I'm like a soldier. I can't do that shit. That's embarrassing.
I will say you probably also replaced your holding hands with just tying rope around your waists.
Good thing I brought the rope.
Yeah, I think everybody has rope in their packs.
Good old 50 feet of rope.
Yeah,
Indeed, yep.
useful for almost anything, especially if you want to get kinky.
The adventure and necessity.
Yeah. Fucking Koga. Of course you're the one that picks that out. All right, so I is out front. Utsu, where are you in the marching order? Leroy knows.
Very good, Levi. I imagine if I's in front, is Komuro bringing up the rear as the other soldier, and then perhaps Sakurai and Utsu in the middle?
Sure,
Is that what
let's
you're
say
thinking?
that. That sounds great.
Okay, so is the marching order I,
Perhaps.
Utsu, Sakura, and then Komuro? Or
Yes, ma'am. I think
swapping
so.
Sakura and Utsu?
I think that, Utsu second, Sakura third makes
Okay.
sense.
All right. As you guys are walking towards the source of the sound of Koga's voice, Koga, is there anything you would like to say as they are walking?
Final words, perhaps?
You hear them coming towards you as they're calling out in return, and you're kind of guiding them over. You can't quite tell how close they are yet, though.
Don't get too close. There's a pit with too many corpses to count. So, yeah. Just watch your footing.
Do we hear that?
Yeah, at this point, I think you're communicating fairly well. You're just kind of shouting to one another. You're close enough at this point where I won't make you roll perception to hear. You guys still cannot see through this fog layer. Like, it is so thick, it is almost solid. You can't see your
Beautiful.
feet. You can't see where you're going, except for maybe 10 feet in front of you. And it seems this fog is just getting thicker as you approach Koga's voice. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
You got this, Queen. You got this.
I got this. I got this.
You got this.
I got a 3.
Fucking hell. Add your save. Add your save. You
You're
never
doing
know.
great.
Add your save.
You're doing great.
It will not succeed. Your
Fuck.
arm tears itself out of the sling that it's in and wrenches you forward. You fall face first into a pit of corpses.
So everyone else falls with me because we're all tied together.
Not
It's not
necessarily.
height.
There are 3 people behind you of varying weights.
I'm
What does happen, though, is as your Wraith Claw is torn from its sling, one of the claws catches the rope and severs it around your waist.
Am I
Oh.
with Koga now?
Yeah, you tumble down. You're covered in blood. Koga's covered in blood, but you're both together now.
Hey, Koga.
Your fall is broken by corpses, and your arm is directly out in front of you. You can no longer control it. It's pulling in a specific direction, and you're kind of fighting against it at this point with the rest of your body.
You know, you wouldn't believe how squishy it is down here.
Oh, I could believe it. I fell head first.
All right. Gang, those who aren't in the pit, 2 of your number have fallen into the pit. And those who are in the pit, well, there's not much you can do. Koga, if you would like to try
Sakura,
and
can
use
you see them?
Shisui on the wall and, like, dig your way up, you're welcome to try.
Give me a second.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to stay down here and help Ai with her mission first.
All right.
How deep is the pit again?
It's about 50 feet down.
We have a rope.
It-
We got
something.
the fucking rope.
Yeah, it's a sloped kind of wall, about 50 feet down. The slope is maybe at a 60-degree angle in total. But yes,
So, I
you
mean-
do have rope. You have a lot of rope across the 3 of you.
I mean, we just Utsu and I brace and toss the end of the rope down. They climb up.
Or I can pull them up if
Is my
the corpses are too slippery.
That too.
DM? I have a quick question.
Go ahead.
Is my arm pulling in the direction of the others, or is it like pulling in the opposite direction?
Opposite direction. It's pulling in what appears to be the center of the pit.
Guys, we're going into the pit.
Isn't that a FNAF game?
Good enough for me. Utsu,
I'm sorry.
I start climbing down. Ooh, let's
Utsu,
set a rope
give me
we
an
can get
acrobatics
out
check,
way
please.
too. Sure.
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna follow.
I could theoretically just alternate between my 2 hookshot arms.
Theoretically. But give me an acrobatics check. Let's see if you slide down in style.
Let's see. Well,
We just got to level 6, and acrobatics is one of my new expertise, so that's a total of 19.
God damn.
Yeah. You slide down in style. You don't get a drip of blood on anything but your shoes. And you
I
kind
leap
of
into the pit.
gracefully pop onto a couple corpses. You're trying not to break anything beneath you, but it's difficult when the ground itself is corpses. Komodo, you said you leap into the pit?
Fuck yeah.
Koga, Utsu, you are all watching as from above you, a monkey breaks through the fog layer and face plants into a pile of corpses.
Stick. With a burning stick.
Yeah, and face plants into a pile of corpses, at least lighting the area up with his stick now.
For like
Graceful
15
as ever,
feet.
Komodo.
And
Fuck
Sakura, what is your method of getting down?
Oh, I'm just gonna jump as well. Might as well.
Okay. How heavy is
Geronimo!
Sakura?
Big,
Okay. You leap in,
I believe.
and much like a child in a ball pit, you disappear into the corpses as you land.
Beautiful. We see her?
No, you all watch as she kind of like pencil dives through the fog. There's like a hole in the fog that gets filled in after she exits it, and she just disappears into the corpses.
Holy shit, Shakura! Where are you? Where?
I try looking up for her, trying, like touching around, trying to find her.
Yeah.
When in doubt. When in doubt, I light myself on fire.
Oh, good. There is now a beacon of light pouring through the corpses. So you guys
I
find
try to pull
Sakura
the beacon
quite
of light
quickly.
out.
And you pull her out of the corpses and bring her to her feet. You are now all inside of this pit with seemingly no way out. And you all look as Ai's arm is very powerfully fighting against her and very slowly dragging her towards the center of the pit as she's waiting for everybody else to get in. As you see everybody else is down here safe, do you stop fighting against your arm?
Yeah, unless anyone wants to try and talk. Like, do a little group battle.
Sorry? It sounds like your
Nope,
microphone is
not-
being muffled by a scarf.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it was. Does anyone want to do like a little group huddle and assess the situation, or should we just go head in?
Yeah, sure. Well, what do you guys need to... what are we preparing for?
I don't know.
Potentially a kaiju, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but back at our home, my sister's there. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Terrible fucking news. Anyone has good news? I guess not. Alright, we're going in.
Okay, I just let my
Into
arm
the
pull
pit.
me.
Okay. As you stop fighting against your arm, everybody else, you watch as I gets torn through the air and pulled down through the corpses and simply disappears.
Oh no.
I dive into the corpses like a motherfucking diver.
Your arm pulls you through the corpses like it's just parting water in front of you. You don't get any more blood on you than you already had. And after a moment, you kind of pop out of the other side and you land in a very dark cave. You don't have dark vision, so you can't see shit.
Wait, what do you mean other side? I thought we're like
I'll
in a
tell
hole.
you in a minute.
Okay, sorry.
Komodo, you dive in after Ai and you do your best to keep up with her. You also soon find yourself popping out of the other side of this corpse pit
I
and
suppose
falling
I'll
into
follow
a
suit.
cave. Komodo, you also don't have dark vision?
Yes, only 15 feet of dim light.
Okay. All right. Koga. What were you gonna do?
I suppose I'm going in after them with Komuro.
Yeah. You dive in and you start swimming through the corpses as though it's water, and you feel surprisingly good at it. I mean, who honestly knew that swimming through corpses was a very similar experience to water?
Wonder why we don't do it at the Olympics.
Utsu, Sakura,
Follow?
follow?
Oh no, yeah.
Follow. All right. All of you dive into this pool of corpses and swim through it, and you all pop out of the other side and fall into a cave. So, who here has dark vision, first and foremost?
By
Oh,
proxy,
Sakura does.
Yeah.
30
Sakura,
feet.
you have 30 feet, you said?
30 feet.
Okay. Anybody else with the ability to see down here?
Nope. I just have
No.
15 feet of dim light.
Okay.
I guess I'll light up a torch
All
on
right.
the offhand.
What does that give again?
Checking. Should
I think 20 feet of bright light and then 20 feet of dim light. Let me check.
Yep.
Torch.
Okay.
20 bright light, 20 dim.
Wait, quick question, DM.
Yes.
Is my arm still like pulling me, or has it stopped?
It has stopped completely. You are fully in control of your arm again.
Okay.
As you're all kind of recovering and gathering yourselves in this cave, with corpses falling to the ground behind you one by one, you hear several things. The first thing that you hear is that same ragged breathing from those people above. And you hear the shuffling of their feet as they drag corpses deeper into the cave. And the other thing you hear is a disconcerting chittering noise coming from deeper into the cave. What would you like to do?
What have we got ourselves into?
Well,
I
we can't really
suppose I will
leave.
press further.
Press on further.
Indeed.
Okay. You all start walking over this small pile of corpses that just doesn't seem to end. As you venture deeper into the cave, the chittering gets louder, the shuffling and breathing around you is ever present. And then as the person in front takes a step, everything goes silent. And the only thing that anyone can hear is their own heartbeat in their chest. I guess unless you're Utsu or Sakura. I don't know if you guys have hearts. I know Utsu probably doesn't.
I'm a tree.
Yeah. So Sakura and
These have
Utsu,
hearts.
you don't hear your heartbeats because you don't have heartbeats. You hear only
Very
deafening
good.
silence.
What fun.
In the distance, you see a scrap of clothing that you recognize, shuffling through the darkness.
I guess I'll go over and pick up the piece of clothing and bring it over to the torchlight
Oh
to
no,
get a better look at it.
It's not a piece of clothing that just exists on the ground. It is attached to something and it is moving.
Let's go investigate.
Okay. You all move forward, and after a moment, the rest of whatever this piece of clothing is attached to comes into view. What does your brother look like?
Kind of tall with curly brown hair. Kind of similar to me, just not as tall. A little bit shorter.
Mm-hmm. Any other distinguishing features?
He has a mole on his cheek.
Okay. As this shambler in front of you is brought into light, you recognize the clothing from your monastery on this person, and your stomach drops as the person's face comes into view, and you see your brother's face overtaken by orangish red mushrooms and fungus, as well as the rest of his body, with the only distinguishing feature remaining being that mole on his cheek. His hair is almost completely gone, and he is slouched over as his body looks broken beyond belief. But he is still moving, and he has those same milky white eyes as the people above.
Ren, is that you?
He does not respond in any way. He instead is simply breathing. And he stoops down. You hear bones cracking and crunching as he does. And he grabs the legs of a corpse and begins to drag it deeper into the cave.
Ren, wait!
And he disappears into the darkness.
I run after him.
Is anybody else running after I immediately?
We always.
Yes,
We're following again.
of course.
You very rapidly catch up to him. It's not like he's moving fast. What do you do when you get next to him?
I try and stop him from walking.
Okay. You grab both of his shoulders, and he stops moving. Still doesn't seem to acknowledge that you exist in front of him right now. His eyes are not locked on anything in particular. It's as though they simply exist.
I try and brush some of the mushrooms off his face. You said he had mold growing on him, right?
And they instantly regrow.
Guys, we need to get him out of this cave.
I can carry him.
As you say that, his head raises up slightly, and you hear a hideously loud pop come from his neck as though it just got broken.
Ren, don't worry, don't talk. It's gonna be okay.
Traitor. Left me to suffer. And he stops breathing.
Ren, are you okay? I start like shaking him.
Aside from the shaking, his body is still. Except for you watch as the mushrooms and the fungus on the top of his head begins to grow. And it keeps growing, and after a moment, you hear a voice. No one else hears this voice. I is hearing this voice in her head. The sister comes to my domain now. Oh, little one, your brother has been serving me well for so long now, and you think that you get to come in here and take him from me, do you? No, that isn't how this works. And as you hear this, everyone sees as a gargantuan, immeasurably massive, rotted face appears in the torchlight, attached to the body of a unknowably vast centipede. I. Oh, the songs that your brother has been singing since I took him here. He's been blaming you for his pain this entire time. All of this suffering that he's had to endure at my hands, and he blames you for it because you left him. Your brother grabs your throat with both hands and begins to squeeze. Everybody else,
I kind of just
you watch.
stand there and don't do anything.
Yeah, you watch as this happens, as Ai's brother grabs her neck and starts to strangle her.
I free her.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm going to use a
The arms
Ronin
off.
feature called Slash Draw.
You're going to slash draw?
Mhm.
Roll to hit.
Gotcha. $25.
25. Very nice. One moment. Let me play some appropriate music here. Koga, you use your slash draw. You are intending to, I assume, slice Ai's brother's hands or arms and force him to let go, yes?
Correct.
Just as your sword comes out of its sheath, a gargantuan black exoskeleton leg crashes down between you and I, and you barely make a dent in this leg. You think that here in my domain you get to make the calls? No, you small little rats are nothing but food for me.
Your pure view is over the dead, is it not?
What makes you think you're all still alive?
This, and I hit the arm very as hard as I can.
Roll to hit.
Yes, ma'am. Fuck it, I'm using the boomstick.
Mm-hmm.
Fine, that's 14.
You failure of a little soldier. You can't stop this any more than you could stop your pathetic commander. You are unable to breathe. You're stuck watching. You can't bring yourself to move. You seem to be lost in this milky white gaze that your brother has locked onto your eyes. And for the first time since you experienced this sensation back at Shinseimura, he seems lucid. And he speaks surprisingly eloquently. Little sister, you left me here. You left me to die. I didn't get that sweet release of death. No, instead, I have served the god of death. All this time, dragging corpses to and fro. And this is the first time I've had control of my own body since you left me all that time ago. And look at you, you're so well, aren't you? And his fingers tighten around your throat even more. Is there anything you would like to do?
Can I speak at all, or is he squeezing my throat too tight?
You can try.
Ren, I'm sorry. I didn't.
What, you didn't...
I'll make this better.
You didn't know? You didn't know that I was suffering? You ignored all those little dreams you had of my pain. You just thought you were experiencing guilt. No. You knew the whole time. Every single moment you were awake, you knew I was alive. You knew I was suffering. And his fingers tighten even more. Your air supply is completely cut off. You are suffocating. Everyone else, you're being blocked by this gargantuan kaiju.
Please, I propose a deal. Please,
A
stop.
deal, you say? What could the child of the dreamer offer me?
The portent of the ruin. My own sister. Do those sounds intriguing to you?
Oh, your sister will make a most delicious corpse, but I don't want her just yet. I only want her when her suffering is complete, and her suffering isn't complete until her blade has pierced your chest, is it, little one? Little butterfly? No, but the portent of ruin. Their souls delight my taste buds. You watch as this gargantuan, rotting face gets closer and closer to you, Koga. You are acutely aware of the fact that Ai is currently suffocating to death at the hands of her own brother. And you are almost nose to nose with this vast, rotting corpse of a face. You believe you can promise the portent of ruin to me? 'Cause I tell you, little one, there are two among them that I long to taste. One especially, given that I can't consume my own mother. I'd like the second best option. And how?
If I do not bring her to you, if I do not bring her cups towards you, you can have me.
I could have you right now, and you know it. Surely you have better bargaining than this. Surely your bargaining skills don't go so far as to offer me the one thing that I already have. Yes?
Then what would you like?
My sister. I can smell her stench on you. I can smell her madness on each and every one of you. And if I were to get her, well, you could ask of me anything you want. Koga, you are suddenly acutely aware that Miori is aware of what you're currently experiencing. What would you like to do?
Free us, free I, and I will bring you Mari, Valentine, and the rest of the portent of ruin. And if we fail in our mission, then you can have your sister.
There's the bargaining of the butterfly. All right. Your brother, once again loses consciousness, and he lets go of your throat. You take in a deep, ragged breath, and you cough as you are once again able to breathe. And you watch as your brother and his body crack and bend in ways that they definitely shouldn't. You watch as his head turns 180 degrees behind him, and then his body cracks and turns to follow, and he disappears into the darkness. You all look up at this calamity, and you watch as for a brief moment it disappears into the darkness, and then from the side, one of its legs sweeps you all up and carries you out. And as the calamity is carrying you, you all hear, "Now, I know that none of you are ones to go against your word, but just be aware. That which you carry does not just link you to us, it links us to you. Remember that the next time you decide to wander into one of our domains, And she deposits you all outside of the swamp, just beyond the fog layer, and disappears. What would you like to do?
I'm already sprinting back towards our home in Cincy.
Everybody else?
Following.
Okay.
Fast as can.
Fast as you can go. Utsu, Komuro?
I will go check on I.
You came very close to the jaws of death. You saw that darkness close in around the edges of your vision. And yet, even so, you still couldn't bring yourself to move to stop your brother because part of you knows that he's right. And so, here you find yourself, alive somehow or another, collapsed on the ground, still struggling to breathe properly. What's going through your head at this point?
At this point, I'm just like sobbing so hard that like tears are just like running down my face, having trouble breathing already. So I'm like wheezing.
Yeah, you're
while I'm laying
struggling to
on the
get breaths
ground.
in. Your chest is heaving in irregular patterns.
We have to go back to get Ren. We have to. We can't leave him there. We just can't.
Utsu? You're the one that went to check on her. You're the one that she's talking to. What do you say to this? What do you say to a woman who nearly experienced death as you have 1,000 times over?
I suppose if she's on the goodness, sorry. Coughing. Yes, she's on the ground. Squat down.
Yeah.
Just rest a hand, I guess, on her head or thereabouts.
Mm-hmm.
Did you find what you were running to?
clarify?
Wait, sorry, I didn't hear that.
Did you
cut out
find
for
what
me.
you were
did
running
say?
to? Utsu asked.
I don't know. We need to go back. Please, Utsu. Please. I'm begging you. Any of you, please help me.
Komodo, are you still here as well? Or did you run off with Koga and Sakura?
Yeah, but I'm like facing away from everyone, and I'm not very present in the conversation.
Okay. Utsu, it's all you.
To what end?
I believe he asked, to what end?
I can't leave Ren there like that. He deserves more. I need to give him a proper death.
When you stop the child.
This one's up to you guys. If you're struggling to hear Utsu, just turn them up in the Discord.
You're not coming through, all right?
For me,
Okay,
yeah,
wait,
for the most part.
Let me do that. I think it's just me.
I can check my input settings.
Okay, no, I turned you up. I can hear you. Wait, try and speak. Sorry.
Hello, hello, hello.
Okay, yeah, now I can definitely hear you.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
What did I just leave off on?
Something about a child.
Can you stop the child? Yeah.
Yeah.
What child? What are you talking about, Utsu?
Utsu, roll a d20 for me and tell me the result.
Oh boy. That is a 20.
A 20. You're having trouble communicating with I, that much is clear, but as this is happening, a memory floats to the surface. And this is one you've seen a couple times before, and it never gets easier every time you see it. It was the memory of a young noblewoman from your kingdom who was killed by her son in order to seize power, and the way in which he killed her was strangulation with his bare hands. And you are suddenly experiencing the memory of being this woman clawing desperately at her son's arm as he strangles her in her own bed, and his face, contorted in rage and hatred, looms above her. And it's the last thing she sees as the jaws of death close around her vision and she's gone. Take it away.
So I seem to sort of space out for a moment. A hand, probably the same hand that was on I's head, moving to my own neck. Before sort of coming back a moment later. Goodness. Your brother? Did we... It was just I that heard her brother speak, correct?
Yeah.
Or okay, yeah.
Yeah, it was hard to hear her brother over the sound of the calamity.
Yeah, but we could still see things.
Yeah.
I would assume so.
Yeah, you could see what was happening. I wasn't responding at all to her brother strangling her.
Your brother has tried to take your life. His position seems clear.
I guess you're right. I mean, everything happens for a reason, right? Like, this all has to be happening for a reason.
As you're asking that of
To-
Utsu, Commodore, what's going through your mind right now?
Oh god. He's so... He is so angry. And he is not used to wanting to release that anger. But he wants to be so violent right now and he has no way to do that. So he just...
Give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah. Oh, I love this shit. I live for this shit. 14.
14. Your viewpoint shifts. You are no longer standing where you were before. In fact, you are standing high above the clouds. You aren't moving. What would you like to do?
What can I see?
You see scattered lights across the terrain. Some insignificant little insects believing that they can build in your territory.
I would like to appear above them.
You take a step, and you watch as your gargantuan white and black fur leg swings forward, cutting through the air, and leaves a crater in the ground as you take a step. You take another step. You're there. You are next to them. You can hear them screaming, even from this far away. A sound so delightful for you. It's the sound of terror. Terror that is right and just. They should be terrified of you. What would you like to do?
I raise my palm and I thunder and I let the sound of my heartbeat pulse upon them and drop with the thunderous might that erases them from Hateshinai in a moment.
Your hand comes crashing down into the earth, and you leave nothing but craterous dirt in your wake. You have snuffed out every last little thing that thought it was good enough to live near you. You won't even notice when their corpses fall from your fur. And you don't much care either. Your sister always handles those quite well. And you stand once again at your full height, proud of yourself for having protected your territory as you did. And you walk towards your den. Komodo, you are standing at the edge of a fog, and your hands are trembling. I and Utsu, behind you, are conversing quietly. You are fully aware of what you have just willingly done. Utsu, what are you up to? Oh, I'm sorry, actually, before we do that, we haven't gone to Koga and Sakura in a while. Koga, Sakura, you are both sprinting through that same forest right now that you were running through earlier. You're going faster than you were when you came here. And relative to how long it took you to get here, you arrive within sight of Shinseimura relatively quickly. And what you see is a pillar of black smoke rising from where you know your settlement to be. What would you like to do?
Full speed. Just not stopping for anything.
Okay. Utsu, Komuro, you three know for sure that you have been well and truly left behind by Koga and Sakura, who had other priorities at this point in time. What are the three of you doing?
Utsu has...
Go ahead.
Did you... Okay, Utsu has one last perhaps little thing to say to I. To live is to die, to be turned to stone, frozen. You cannot change. It would seem he hated you once. That is what it is. But you are still flesh. You can yet move on.
I'm just gonna like take some deep breaths and then stand up and brush myself off.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess I'll give Utsu a pat on the head and thank you. I appreciate it, Utsu. You're a good friend.
You are welcome.
Komuro, how are you dealing with the aftermath of having just murdered countless innocents? Willingly.
His hands shake for a moment, and he's just looking into the fog again. And he goes to the only comfort that he's always had, which is the handle of his weapon. He just holds on to it tightly, and his hand doesn't shake when he's holding it because it's his rock. It's what he knows. The only constant thing, the unchanging thing, the feeling of
The one
the
stability
strength that it
left in
gives
your
him.
life.
Funk, yeah. And he just turns, and he just looks back where the direction where Shinsei Mura is, and just whispers to himself. It's kind of up to the others if they can hear him, because he's not particularly trying to hide what he says, but he just thinks to himself, the stains of sin, they run deep, and only in the baptism of war shall I be washed, which is a mantra that was usually repeated by someone he hates now. He hates, and he wants to bury the skull of this person underground, but before he reaches that skull, he needs to bury so many more cold skulls. So he just looks to Utsu, he looks to Ai, and starts running.
Okay. Utsu, you watch as Komuro whispers this to himself and then takes off in the direction of Shinseimura. What would you like to do?
I guess I'll run after Kumaro.
Yep, follow along.
Koga, Sakura, you come up to... Hang on. Koga, Sakura, you run up to the outskirts of Shinseimura, and at this point you can hear shouting. Not screaming, but shouting. These are shouts of purpose. Rather than the screams that you heard, Koga, the night that Mikawa burned, the screams of panic and anguish, these are shouts of orders. People living in Shinseimura refusing to let something like this happen again. All coming together at the moment that they're most needed to deal with this fire that is started in Shinseimura. And it's not a small fire. The central temple is ablaze, and even just looking at it right now, you know for absolute certain the temple will not survive the night. Your forge, however, appears to be lit. And you can hear the sounds of work coming from it. What would you like to do?
Head straight into the forge.
Okay. You do that. Utsu, Komodo, you all fly through the forest, powered by wings that you didn't know you had. Not literally. It just seems as though you're far faster than you should be. The world is a blur as it runs by you, and for the briefest moment, you get the feeling that this is what it must be like for Miri to take a walk. The blood through your bodies, except for yours, Utsu, is pounding as hard as it can in every single blood vessel. Your heart is thrumming loudly in your ears. And finally, you break through the other side of the trees, and you see a gigantic plume of black smoke rising from Shinseimura, or at least where you know it is. You can't see anything else, but you do see a slight glow on the horizon. Koga. No, actually, the suspense will continue.
No!
Sakura, the tree that you have connected with so deeply at this point in Shinseimura is right next to the temple, and miraculously, it has still not met its fate with fire. What would you like to do?
Can I do anything to prevent the fire from getting close to it?
Can you?
I mean, I don't really think I've got any spills for that, but I could probably just get some water and sand and buckets and organize assistance in putting out the flames that are closer.
As Koga sprints off from you, you focus fully on the tree, letting Koga figure out whatever he needs to figure out. You try and recruit some help to keep the tree safe, but everybody is focused on the temple itself. So all the help that you could get to keep the tree safe is doing their best to keep the fire from spreading anywhere else. You are on your own for this. So you begin to gather up sand. You grab burlap sacks from a small building that was supposed to be the rice mill of the settlement when the first crops began to grow in. And you fill each and every one of them as fast as you can with sand, and you start to create a sandbag wall between the tree and the temple. God, you're gonna hate me for this. Komodo,
I would never hate you.
Utsu, you all end up... You are all on the outskirts of Shinseimura, and you see this fire raging. Komodo, you are filled with a swell of pride as you see the two that you recruited managing this effort to control the fires. Rather than panicking, they've gotten everybody to work together to save as much as they possibly could. And so far, the temple is the only building that is on fire. What would you like to do?
Did you say 2?
Oh, I'm sorry, 3.
Thank God. I thought you fucking killed one of my people.
No, I
was
meant
back.
3. I kept thinking
I'm
you
joking.
hired 2.
Okay, I get it. Listen, I know that Hiroto doesn't do as much as the other 2, but I respect him. He makes efforts.
Sure. Yeah, he's
All right.
he's there fighting the fires. 2 of them are getting everything together.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, straight to the where the fire is. I'm gonna just run in. I'm full of rage. I want to kill something. Someone. Kuga's sister.
You run into the fire?
Wait, I'm at the temple. I'm already there.
Yeah, you're at the outskirts of Shinseimura. It's not very far to the temple.
Oh, okay. So, wait. So basically, everywhere else seems to be low activity. Nothing much is happening, and there's just the temple that's on fire.
Pretty much everybody in Shinseimura is currently either preoccupied with other things, in the case of your comrades, which you wouldn't know, or they're all attempting to fight this fire in the temple. Nobody seems to know how it started. They're just trying to finish it.
I'm leaping in.
You're going into the temple.
I'm going into the temple.
Okay. Koga, you launch yourself through the forge doors, and inside you see your sister working the forge at Ayane's direction. And they both stop and look up at you as you enter. Your sister has a smile on her face that just sends a shiver down your spine. Hello, brother.
Step away. Tsuru?
Hello, brother. It's so good to see you again. It's been forever, you know. Ayane here has been helping me make a new weapon. Haven't you, Ayane? She, Ayane, is silent. And she looks at you, Koga. You know she is silently communicating to you. You are watching as her tails are swaying every which way. But you didn't pay attention to your kitsune lessons in the castle, because every time you had them, Tamiko instead got you to play hooky. You can't understand what Ayane is trying to tell you. Koga, look at you. You look incredible, don't you? She stands and pulls from the fire a molten naginata in the exact same shape as her original naginata, and it's clearly the one that you forged. You know why I'm here, brother, don't you? You understand.
This has nothing to do with her. This is with me.
Oh, with her? I don't care about her. She was the bait. You are the fish, little brother. I've been waiting for this for so very long. I cannot wait to finish splitting you in two. Come, brother. And she literally cuts a hole into the wall right next to her and walks out with a saunter that you just... it boils your blood. She's having fun right now. and you follow her out. And you are standing out in the clearing. There is a fire burning behind your sister. And she is swinging her naginata with a skill unlike any you have ever seen before. Despite how unstable she seems to be, she is still extremely capable. What would you like to do?
Unsheathing Sisui and my other Wakizashi.
Oh, brother, you got a fancy new weapon, didn't you? Did you make that yourself, or did your precious mother make it for you?
He doesn't say anything.
Well, I'm sure this is going to go just swell, isn't it? And she brandishes her naginata and dashes towards you. Komodo, you jump into the temple. You are on the second floor. The fire is raging beyond control. In fact, there is nobody in here that isn't already dead, except for you. What are you doing in here?
Is there anything I can save? Is there anyone I can help?
Of the few people you can see, their corpses are charred beyond recognition. They're long gone from this world. And anything else that was in here, which really wasn't all that much. People hadn't really settled into the temple yet. And the few that were in the temple were builders. They were trying to make it into something usable. All you can see around you is the blaze of red-orange fire. Utsu, what are you intent on doing here?
I imagine just seeing everything going on, I'd probably go to help Sakura. Kind of fire break off the tree, anything otherwise close, important.
Yeah. The tree, if the fire spread to the tree, it would spread to several other buildings. So this seems like the best use of your time.
I do have a racial trait. I can cast Earth and Uppercut once a day, which creates a 30 by 10 foot line of just ruined
Beautiful.
earth.
You're just going to earthbend a wall.
Yep.
That's sick as hell. I'm so glad you're doing this. I cannot tell you how sad I was that nobody picked the Bender class.
I like what it's going for. I think it's lackluster in a lot of ways. It only has offensive spells. There's no utility spells there. That's tangent.
Yeah. Anyway, so yes, you create this utility wall with a Bender spell to prevent the fire from spreading any further.
It's an attack. It just also does this.
She kind of fucking got
You
me.
have to use your imagination. Sakura, you watch as Utsu comes up and makes a couple movements and slams his fist into the ground, and you watch as this gargantuan wall of earth piles up from where he hit the ground, and all of your sandbags kind of go flying into the distance. It wasn't much that you did, but it was still a lot of hard work, and it is now replaced by magic. Utsu, you look up after you finish the wall just to make sure that it's high enough to block the tree from the temple. And what you see at the very top of the temple, Miori's room, is a curtain of black rain falling from the temple and dissipating before it reaches the ground. And the fire doesn't appear to be able to go past this curtain of black rain. Koga,
Very interesting.
you are stood in the clearing. of Shinsei Muda. Your sister has just dashed at you. Please roll initiative.
Ooh, shit. Oh, that's a shitty initiative roll. That's an 8.
Okay. Your sister has first go. What is your AC?
It is a 17.
17. Okay. Give me a moment.
He gets +5 to his AC because he's really angry.
This break in the action is sponsored by Marble Red. Are you stressing out about finding your sister once again? Have a Marble Red.
I'm sorry, were you advertising on my stream while I was AFK?
Maybe.
Can't be doing that, Koga.
I'm sorry. For legal reasons, that was a joke.
For legal reasons, we are not sponsored by
We are
anyone.
not
That is sponsored by cremation.com.
We are not sponsored by Marlboro Reds.
Oh, we're definitely not sponsored by a cigarette company. Jesus fuck, Koga.
Is cremation.com an actual site? Let me look this up.
Probably.
Holy shit, there is a cremation.com site.
All right, shut up about cremation.com. It's time to get back into this. Koga, you immediately know that your sister is playing with you. As that molten naginata swings past your head, and you immediately know she did that on purpose. She missed on purpose. And she laughs. Brother, I've been waiting so long for this. It's your turn. What would you like to do?
I am going to instantly use one of my charges for Jet for sure.
Oh, that's so loud. Sorry.
So she needs to make a DC 16 dexterity save.
Okay. She succeeds.
Gotcha. So she takes 10 slashing damage.
She takes no damage, actually.
Little shit!
Yeah. Anything else you'd like to do?
Let me see. I'm trying to see something real quick. Sorry, I should have memorized my character sheet even more, but
It's okay. Take your
believe
time.
you.
You're the only one in combat right now.
this is stressful as fuck, man.
Yeah, I'm just going through a sin event right now.
I guess
While
I'm
you're
going
figuring
to
that out,
cast
Koga.
Hunter's Mark on her.
Hunter's Mark, okay. Komodo,
What up, Queen?
as you are standing inside this temple that's burning, you seem mostly fine at this point. There's nothing really dangerous for you. You are connected to the calamity of ruin, after all. You can't help but put yourself in the shoes of the family that you crushed. And in fact, this is a little more than putting yourself in the shoes of the family that you crushed. You are tending to a small field that you have just planted, when all of a sudden you hear a footstep, and you hear another one. Incredibly large, loud footsteps. And when you look up, you see Raiko, the Infinite Tempest, the Calamity of Ruin, raising his fist into the air and bringing it down with a crack of thunder. And all you can do is scream in terror as this indescribably massive fist slams into you and instantly snuffs your life. And then you find yourself again inside this flaming temple. and your body hurts all over as though you actually had just been crushed. What would you like to do?
I get to do things after that? I'm retiring. I'm dead. I'm out of this. No. I'm just writhing on the ground. The pain turns into anger. And I'm mad. And I'm in pain. And my back. And I hate this. And what did I do to deserve it? It's her fault. It's all her fault. It's Koga's fault now. It's his sister's fault.
There
And
is
I
a
get
part
up.
of you that is telling you that it's your fault.
I mean, that's a given.
Mm-hmm.
It's always
There's
been my
a
fault.
small voice in your mind that no matter what you say out loud, says the exact opposite. It's your fault.
God damn it, Grandma.
It's always
God damn it,
been your
Grandma.
fault. Oh, if it's your grandma, it's your fault, Komuro.
Ah, fuck.
It's
Not my grandma.
always been your fault, Komuro.
God damn it. I just...
That young child, it's not his fault. It's not his fault. It's yours. You should have protected everyone better.
I'm gonna roll a d20.
Okay.
Oh, the 10. That's crazy. That's exactly how...
What were
I
you
just-
rolling for?
I just... basically deciding on my next course of action.
Okay.
I'm just gonna close my eyes. I'm just gonna say... I'm sorry, Grandma. And I'm gonna run to the nearest possible window that overlooks the clearing.
Okay. Koga. Your sister swings at you once again. She misses again and she goes, "No, brother, no. You're supposed to fight back. Have you really spent all this time being fucking useless? Have you really spent all this time that you had to get your revenge against me sitting on your fucking laurels? Oh, that old man would be so disappointed in you if this is the best you can fucking do." And she swings at you again. Koga, you said your AC was 17?
Correct.
In an instant, your left arm is severed from your body and immediately cauterized by this molten Naginata. Brother, you're going to lose parts of yourself if you don't get serious. All of that time you had, and you're such a disappointment. She swings her Naginata behind her and impales it into the ground. Come, brother, hit me. I'll let you end everything that I've become, brother. Do it. Do it. It's your turn, Koga. You are currently missing an arm. You are at 10 HP.
Oofda. Okay. Give me a second. I'm putting damage that I just took. You're the disappointment, Tsuru.
You're the one that's missing his arm, brother. What are you going to do?
It's a 26 to hit with Shisui. My own pain
Koga,
is
roll a
overridden by my
d20.
rage. Woohoo! Come on. It's 5. It's an odd.
It doesn't matter
Unless
this
it's a
time.
different roll. Shit.
It doesn't matter this time. Standing here now, facing off against your sister, who just severed your left arm, you can't stop yourself as your vision swims and it fades into the field of death that you are so accustomed to. And your sister stands in front of you this time. She is standing there laughing at you. She looks exactly as she looked when you were in the real world. Something is telling you that killing her here will be enough. And you dash forward with Shisui. And you impale her straight through the chest, straight through the heart. And your hit was perfect and true. Komodo, you land in the clearing. And you watch as Komodo dashes forward, his sister laughing maniacally, before Ayane jumps in front of his sword to stop him from killing his own sister. Koga, you've done it. She's dead. There's no way that she can survive this. You blink.
DM, we lost Koga.
Oh yeah, he's
not on
gone.
the call.
He's gone.
He died.
Where is he?
Oh no.
He died. No.
Did he just did he leave on purpose?
No, he just died. I don't know what else to tell you.
Huh. Okay. Well,
Intermission.
yeah.
This episode
Intermission.
is brought to you by...
This episode is not brought to you by anything! Except us. It's brought to you by us and our efforts.
by...
Collectively. Koga.
He's back.
You...
Sorry, my
He
Wi-Fi
has
kicked in.
risen. He
Koga.
has risen.
Yes.
You blink, and as your vision clears again, you feel Ayane's ash-covered hand on your cheek. Koga.
No.
You're not
Why?
going... You wouldn't have been able to live with this. You know you wouldn't have. I mean, you would have spent your entire life regretting every... You would have regretted, Koga. She grabs Shisui and she pulls it further into her body. You know you're better than her. You've always known this. She will fall when she is meant to fall, and it will not be to you. She gently caresses her cheek. She uses one of her thumbs to, or she uses her thumb to wipe away your tears. She leans forward, sliding Shisui further into her chest, right up until the hilt, and she kisses your forehead. Koga, you know that I love you with all my heart. And that I always will. Right?
Just quit talking. Stay.
No. It has to be said. You are everything you ever hoped to be, despite what she did to you and your family. You are loved. You do love. She is only a creature of hate. This is not you. You know this. And your sword suddenly becomes extremely heavy as all of her body weight rests on the blade and wrenches it out of your hands. As she falls to the ground and falls backwards, Shisui impales itself into the dirt behind her and holds her body up as the life fades from her eyes. Oh, brother. Now look what you've done. You've gone and killed the one person left who loved you. Now you're not even worth it. You're just gonna be too sad to kill. She grabs her naginata and she walks away. What would you like to do?
Tears pouring down his cheeks. He's going to remove Shisui from Ayane.
Her corpse falls to the ground.
And he's going to hold her with his one remaining arm, sobbing into her corpse.
Okay. Komodo, are you giving chase?
Single-mindedly, yes.
Oh, my little brother's got his monkey chasing me. Little pet. She dashes into a forest and she begins cutting down trees in single swipes of her naginata, simultaneously lighting them aflame as she goes, just to get in your way and be annoying. What are you doing?
Hitting the trees that she drops, and every hit causes an explosion that damages me.
Okay. How many points of damage do you take per tree?
Well, I will have to make a dex save every time, but it wouldn't be that much. It would just 2d4 per failure.
Okay, well, just make one dex save, and then we'll calculate the damage from there.
It's gonna be shit. Natural one.
Okay. Komodo, you have absolutely no regard for your personal safety right now. You are barreling through these trees as fast as you can go. There was already anger built up inside of you, not because Ayane is gone, you didn't like her too much, but because of what it's done to
Hated
Koga.
her. Yes, it's my brother right there.
But that rage is quickly being replaced by the rage of Raiko. And you know it's his this time, and every single use of your weapon makes it more and more powerful until, beyond your control, your fur turns black and your fangs lengthen, and you scream incoherently into the night as you're chasing after Tsuru. And all you hear in return is her laughter. Come, little pet, show me what you're made of. But you've lost her. Amongst all of the trees that have been cut down, all of the smoke and ash filling your lungs, all you know is rage. And you stop and you begin to slam at the ground around you, slam at the trees around you. You cause... Honestly, it's as though Raiko himself was here and punched the ground as you had earlier. Koga. Despite the fact that your arm was instantly cauterized, you feel immense amounts of pain. And, more than that, you feel that pain amplified by Miori. And you can hear him screaming in his room at the top of the temple. And it is only now that you look up and you see a curtain of black rain keeping the fire at bay. Ayane lies dead in your arm, impaled by the sword that she made for you, the sword that she told you wasn't yet complete. It is only now that you understand what she meant. And you watch as the sword absorbs Ayane's blood into itself. And it shifts slightly. It morphs ever so gently. And you watch as an ashen handprint appears in the blade. And you start to hear a whisper that you can't comprehend coming from it. Shisui is going to be upgraded to its maximum possible rarity, if it isn't already. If it is, please let me know after session, and I will modify it.
Gotcha.
What would you like to do?
I'm going to collect myself as much as I can. Close her eyes with my hand.
Do you wipe the tears from your face?
Yeah, I do.
Your hand is covered in a reddish black that you don't recognize as blood.
I wipe it off on my pant leg and I cross her arms over her chest. I pick up Shisui and I run to the temple to use it to help try and put out the fire.
The last thing that you see as you cross her arms before you run away is that she died with a smile on her face. You sprint towards the temple. You sheath Shisui. And once again, you begin to hear a whisper that you can't quite comprehend. And as you are concentrating Shisui's power into this one slash, you hear, "Go." And it almost fires itself from its sheath. And behind it comes what can only be described as a tsunami of water, pouring not just from the blade, but from the sheath itself, that consumes the entirety of the temple in one fell swoop. And the fires are out. That is where we're going to end today's session.
Let's fucking go! That was so fun. That was so fun.
Fun session.
Yes,
I mean,
Utsu?
look, Ayane had it coming. Hey, she had it coming. She was mean to
No,
me.
she did.
I sympathize, but that was so fun.
Such a fun session, but damn it.
Koga, I apologize. I apologize.
That was an amazing session.
It
No
was.
need
That
to
was-
apologize.
That was great. No need to apologize.
I
Um,
fast-tracked a couple things that I had originally been planning on because I didn't know what else to do. So I just was like, okay, I have these ideas, improv time. There we go. I don't know what I've done. I'm going to have to write around all
Whatever
of this.
works.
Very good improv.
Thank you.
You'll do fine. If this is any indication, you're doing
Yeah, I'm
great.
sure it'll be just fine. Koga's already very
Dandy.
traumatized. Pretty sure
Viewers
I'm on the way
can
to
listen
traumatizing Komuro as well.
No, Komoro's super traumatized. I'm just chill. He's traumatized.
Yeah. And
I enjoyed having him be traumatized.
don't worry, Sakura, your trauma is coming.
Let's see what happens.
Utsu, yours
So
too.
traumatized tree lady.
Oh boy.
yeah, someone else can drive this fucking trauma car.
Yeah, you've kind of been.
Well, hey,
don't
next
want
this
session it's
anymore.
going to be Miori driving the trauma car.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
he's not
totally.
here. He gets to have all the fun next time.
Yeah.
He's gonna lose it. 30 minutes of him screaming.
Well, he
All
has
of the emotions
to contend with the fact that a love that isn't his is eating away at his heart. He has to contend with the fact that he feels like he just lost his left arm. He's got to contend with all this shit that's going through Koga's head right now, which is a lot.
And he's gonna contend with the ass whooping that I'm gonna give him for having not helped us.
To be
Okay,
fair,
All of the emotions Koga's felt this session, just all at once at the start of the next one.
yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. And to be
Someone's gotta
fair,
make a
Miori
Miori
didn't have a
screaming
choice.
compilation.
Miori didn't have a choice, and you guys will learn why next Sunday.
Ah, yes. Snoo snoo.
No. No, not Snoo Snoo. Hey, Miori, are you here? Are you present? Are you available to say things?
I don't think he is.
It says that he's still watching, but I don't know if he's able to type.
Yeah.
At the
Figure
end of
I'll
the
ask the
campaign,
question.
someone has to make a Miori screaming compilation. It's gonna be fun.
It will be fun. Whew. Yeah, I'm ending a little early today because I forgot to eat lunch before we started, so I'm starving. And also,
But damn.
I don't want to go too far. I think I've already gone quite far enough, don't you?
Yeah, we already committed 2 genocides.
Koga says in the corner. It's time,
Be
gang.
fair, Koga. You kinda asked for it.
Ara.
Oh,
Oh,
for
that's
fuck's sake,
on
who did that shit?
Yeah, that was Leroy. Who else would it fucking be?
Leroy.
Fucking Leroy. Man, we love you.
Ara.
Go ahead, since you decided to laugh. No, you still don't get to roll.
Ada.
Yeah, perfect. Utsu. Komodo?
Okay, this one's coming from Raiko.
Okay. Okay. Sakura.
Ara.
Perfect. All right. Leroy, as the campaign's biggest fan, I hope you enjoyed this.
As
I
the campaign
very much
biggest fan, Leroy is gonna decide who dies next session. Let's go.
Do not give
No.
that power to Leroy. Do not give that power to Leroy.
Yeah, because then Koga will die, just so that, or Miori will die. One of the two, just so that the femboy is miserable. One of the femboys is miserable.
She's a vicious person. Do not give her that power.
Yeah, I'll have to have a talk with Chiaki, because I did not get any indication that she would not be here for this session.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. So we'll have to see what's going on there.
Oh, did y'all hear the blood-curdling no that I let out when I killed Ayane? Or did I cut out before?
No, you cut out as you were saying
You
that. You were
cut
like,
out.
nah!
You
saved
fucking had a out-of-body experience.
I saved it on my PlayStation, so I'll send it here in a
Oh
second.
my god.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
That's incredible that you can do that.
I can save up to 50 minutes in the past.
Yeah, okay, so make sure
15
you
minutes.
post that in both the campaign Discord as well as the Hateshinai General in my Discord. Please.
Will do.
Awesome.
I'm sure Leroy wants to hear this blood-curdling scream.
We have to make it an official channel sound.
Oh, it will be. It will be. When somebody raids, it's just gonna be Koga going, no! You did join at the end, Miori. You did. What the fuck, dude? Yeah, boy, you got a
Mr.
lot of
Tomo.
shit coming to you next session. I hope you understand this.
Yeah, brother, I'm missing an arm now. My
It's
mom's
literally... That's also Miori
so-
next session. Sakura.
Dead. Yeah, have fun, buddy.
Oh yeah, Miori. Koga's missing an arm. Ayane's dead. He saw his sister. So you get to
jackass.
enjoy all of that. Also, everybody, we just got a nya redeem, so nya! Koga!
I was so high pitched I didn't even register it. I
What
feel
was
like a
that?
dog.
Why me?
That was me going, nya!
Why me?
Because I like to torture you. Yeah. Sakura, don't forget, you gotta do the little paw movements with your hands to do it
I
the
was
best.
already doing them.
Good. Alright, go ahead.
Shut up, Leroy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah.
Perfect. Utsu?
Yeah. I'm not as good at that one.
No, that was really good, actually. I like that. I.
Yeah.
Komodo? Come on, you're a big cat.
Alright, this one is also coming from Raiko.
Oh, and don't worry, everybody. You will get your chance to get back on Miori. Because next session, the only person that will respond to redeems will be Miori.
Take that, fuck
That's
boy.
Save up your points.
Oh, I am. I have 2 Ara-Aras.
Your actions have consequences, Miori.
Dot, dot, dot.
Is gonna perform at least one woo.
I fully expect the entire stream to be derailed for a good 10 minutes. That's what I fully expect. And we all will get to sit here and enjoy as Miori is tortured by all of us collectively. Because he decided to miss the trauma session.
I can't believe that Komoro already has the second highest death toll I've ever caused with a character.
Yeah, that's a little crazy, actually.
Yes, I love him.
Don't worry, Miori. You'll get yours. But hey, right now, at least your wife is keeping you safe from the fire. Oh yeah,
With her
by the way, your
juices.
temple is on fire. Or was. Not on fire anymore.
I tried to do something about it, but I just had a breakdown inside and then left.
Yeah, Koga didn't accomplish much. He jumped into the fire and then was like, and then left.
He left into the fire and he was like, what is life? What is the universe? And then skedaddled.
Baby, don't hurt
Baby,
me.
don't hurt me.
Don't hurt me.
Don't hurt me.
No more.
No more.
You will have to watch through the VOD. Miori, I have a request to make, though. I need you to record your audio as you're watching through the VOD, or you need to tell the entire group that you're watching the VOD so that we can all be there while you scream. Okay? One of the two.
Oh, what if we take Miori's no and Koga's no and we overlay them and then use that as a sound?
Sure. Miori, if
And
you
creating
do...
ideas.
Miori, if you do record yourself, though, I will put it on the Hateshinai Scrolls channel as like a Miori reacts to a missed session. Feel like that could be fun. But either way,
That is so
Yes.
funny.
tell us when you're going to watch the VOD so that we can be there. Yeah.
Miori watches as innocent bystanders get fucking knocked off.
Femboy creams harmonizing.
You did not
Leroy.
mean scream, Leroy.
You
not mean
naughty
scream.
girl.
That is worse than when I said their pussies were sinking. I hate you for that.
I'm so glad that y'all get to see the enigma that Leroy is.
And that
This
is
is,
why you double check your posts. Yep. Sakura knows. Leroy, you're a naughty girl. Anyway, Now that I've traumatized everybody. In more than one way. This session. This is where I die 07.
That was super duper fun.
Thank you. I enjoyed myself. It was touch and go, but it's always touch and go with my sessions.
You think that was touch and go?
Yeah.
That was crazy.
I didn't plan anything, so it was touch and go the whole time.
Hell yeah.
Leroy isn't allowed to die. Spare the dying. Too bad you couldn't use that on Ayane, huh?
Would have been nice. But I had a tree to save.
Also, it was funny because I remember you described it something like Komaro's coming to help. And I'm like, I was not coming to help. I was gonna try to hit his sister, and if the explosion killed all of them, I don't care. Because they were all very low on health, and my shit explodes and hits everyone.
Yeah, there was a very real chance. Actually, you wouldn't have been able to kill Koga even at max. He was at 10 HP.
Yeah, I
And
would have only done 8.
also,
on max.
Tsuru didn't take any damage.
Oh yeah, that checks out.
I was gonna
Oh
put that
no,
out
not
there.
her. I was talking about Ayane. Like
Ayane,
throwing her folks in front of him.
We
Don't
won't
worry,
talk
I took
about
care
it.
of that.
Yeah, we won't talk about Ayane.
Yeah, fuck that bitch.
No, we don't talk about Ayane. We don't bring up
You're
that
growing
particular
new
trauma.
stims. You're developing new stims.
Oh, I think this is a stim that has already existed for a while. He's done it more than a couple times. Also, yeah, you guys split the party. What the fuck? You never split the party.
Well, 2 people ran.
You did this
we were
to
having-
us.
I didn't do fuck all. You guys are the ones that decided to run off without the other 3.
Yeah, we had
Koga
character
runs off.
delay
I'm not
to
going to leave him
finish.
alone.
Yeah, Koga.
The consequences weren't because we split the party. They would have happened either way.
Maybe. You never know.
You never know. Maybe we would have. I don't
What
know.
if you guys all arrived at the exact same time and followed Koga into
Yeah.
the forge?
Yeah. Then Ayane would have been dead by me.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Man,
You split the
what a
party
session.
and that resulted in death. As it always does. There
Yeah.
must be consequences for splitting the party.
Therefore, it's Koga's fault.
Yeah. Good job, Koga. The fuck, dude?
It is my fault. I stabbed my mom. Yeah, it is my fault.
Yeah, you did stab your mom. What the fuck? How could you do that?
I mean, I
know.
forgive stabbing moms, but I draw the line at splitting the party.
Mm-hmm.
And the Adenami kids are so fucked up. One killed their bio mom and the entire family, and then the other killed his adopted mom.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Okay, to be fair, one of them did it on purpose and the other one didn't.
Fair.
Who's who, though?
Yeah, your sister didn't do what she did on purpose. You, however, killed your mom on purpose, you asshole.
That's what I'm saying. You did run your sword
was
into her
contemplating.
without stopping to think. You were consumed solely by the idea of vengeance, and thus, you took the life of the person closest to you. As vengeance so often does, it consumed everything around you.
I'm staring at Koga's alignment right now.
Yeah, you better make that shit neutral.
I will have you know if you have... Oh, actually, everybody's level 7. Koga. I will tell
my.
you. I will talk to you about what this means later.
Will do.
Okay. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna make food. I'm gonna exist. Yeah. You guys do whatever you want to do.
Captain.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
I just realized this is the first session after you got the new haircut. There were signs.
There were signs. What do you mean?
There were signs.
Also, I didn't get
You
my
got the
hair
new
cut. I only
haircut.
got it dyed.
Oh, but still, I mean, you got your hair done.
I did get my hair did,
Conclusion.
and it looks
If
really
the
good.
DM does her hair, a mother dies.
Wait, are we still streaming?
Yeah. Yeah, we're live. Still.
Okay.
Koga, what are you trying to say though? Now I'm curious. What are you trying to say?
Because you put after you sent the photo of your hair, you're like, I'm going for a devious DM look or something like that.
Sadistic DM.
Sadistic, yeah. There are signs.
There were a couple. Oh, trust me, I'm not
Not
done
that
yet.
he was like, there were signs, and those signs were you explicitly stating what's gonna happen.
Don't worry.
I don't think
I'm-
that counts as signs at this point.
I'm far from done.
You better not be.
Okay. We're gonna stop the stream now. Say bye, everybody.
Bye,
Hi,
everybody.
everybody.
Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself.
Bye bye.
I agree, but let's not talk about that on Twitch. It's not the place to do it. Okay, bye.